twirling your hair, and I just had to stare for a minute. So I was laughing at your stack of books, then you shot me that smile. Hey, beautiful girl, in your own little world, let me in it. You got all of my attention. You ain't even trying. Yeah, you're my kind of different, and I've never seen nothing like you. Shades on, spinning in the summer rain. Dancing when there ain't no music. The right kind of crazy, but baby, something about you. Rockin' that rock and roll t-shirt, party dressed up for you. Just doing your thing. Ain't nobody ever seen nothing like you. When you're wearing them worn-out jeans, purple untied shoestrings. You're a light in the dark and you're filling my heart like a gypsy. I love the way that you kiss me in front of everybody. So baby, come and kiss me. They ain't never seen nothing like you. Shades on, spinning in the summer rain. Dancing when there ain't no music. The right kind of crazy, but baby, something about you. Rockin' that rock and roll t-shirt, party dressed up for you. Just doing your thing. Ain't nobody ever seen nothing like you. Nothing like you. Shades on, spinning in the summer rain. Dancing when there ain't no music. Nothing like you. Rockin' that rock and roll t-shirt, party dressed up for you. Just doing your thing. Ain't nobody ever seen nothing like you. Never seen nothing like you. Never seen nothing like you. Never seen nothing like you.
Cowboy Country 105.5, broadcasting from the Stone Wolf Casino Studios.
Well, I grew up in one of them old farm towns where they hit it hard till the sun goes down. Nobody really seemed to care that we were living in the middle of nowhere. We just figured that's how it was, and everybody else was just like us, soaking in the rain, baking in the sun. Don't quit till the job gets done. That's the only way I know. Don't stop till everything gone. Straight ahead, never turn around. Don't back up, don't back down. A full throttle, wide open. You get tired and you don't show it. Dig a little deeper when you think you can't dig no more. That's the only way I know.
That old red dirt, the first thing you learn is you don't get nothing that you don't earn. Humble pride I grew up on. You find out just how bad you want it.
Sun in our eyes and backs to the fences. We didn't know the odds were against us. Hit the wall, smoking and spinning. Still wasn't thinking about nothing but winning. That's the only way I know. Don't stop till everything's gone. Straight ahead, never turn around.
Don't back up, don't back down.
A full throttle, wide open. You get tired and you don't show it. Dig a little deeper when you think you can't dig no more. That's the only way I know. Maybe there's another path that'll get you there a little bit faster, but I'm sticking with the one inside of me. That's the only way I know.
straight ahead, never turn around.
Don't back up, don't back down. I'm full throttle, wide open. You get tired and you don't show it. Dig a little deeper when you think you can't dig no more. That's the only way that's the only way I know. But don't stop till everything's gone. Straight ahead and never turn around. Don't back up, don't back down. I'm full throttle, wide open. You get tired and you don't show it. Dig a little deeper when you think you can't dig no more. That's the only way I know. That's the only way I know. That's the only way I know.
The only way I know.
Oh, shit, only one time.
Your home for the Stone Wolf Casino Studios. This is Cowboy Country 105.5.
Kick the dust up. Come on. All week long, it's a farming town. They're making that money grow. Tractors, plows with flashing lights, backing up a two-lane road. They take one last lap around. That sun up high goes down. And then it's on, come on, girl, kick it on back. Z71 like a Cadillac. We go way out where there ain't nobody. We turn this cornfield into a party. Pedal to the floorboard and up in a photo, burning up a back row song. Park it in, we pile out, baby, watch your step now. Better have your boots on. Kick the dust up. Back it on up. Fill your cup up. Let's tear it up. And kick the dust up. Kick the dust up. Bar downtown, they got a line of people way out the door. $10 drinks that's packed inside. I don't know what they're waiting for. Got me a jar full of clear. And I got that music for your ear. And it's like knock, knock, knock goes the diesel. If you really want to see the beautiful people, we go way out where there ain't nobody. We turn this cornfield into a party. Pedal to the floorboard and up in a photo, burning up a back row song. Plug it in, we pile out, baby, watch your step now. Better have your boots on. Kick the dust up. Let's back it on up. Fill your cup up. Let's tear it up. And kick the dust up. Come on. Just follow me down neath the 32 bridge. Y'all'll be glad you did. Kick it. We go way out where there ain't nobody. We turn this cornfield into a party. Pedal to the floorboard and up in a photo, burning up a back row song. Plug it in, we pile out, baby, watch your step now. Better have your boots on. Kick the dust up. Back it on up. Fill your cup up. That's what's up. Let's kick the dust up.
Okay, Tiger, I'm listening to you off air here.
All right, I'm going to have this go on in about a minute and 45 seconds.
Okay.
Baby girl sleeping in my bedroom, and her mama laughing in my
He's done.
There's the sound of rain on the rooftop.
Or
and the
thereabouts.
king's about to.
Yeah, about halfway through this.
I don't know how I got here, but I'm so glad that I did.
Well, at least the opens and
And it's
closes
crazy to
don't say
think that
Cowboy
one
Soccer
little
now.
thing could have changed all of this.
Did you have to patch in last year's intro?
No, they sent me new ones.
Good.
Yeah, well, it happens. So, okay. Well, have a good one. If you need anything, just holler at me the other way.
You got it.
Thanks.
Every chance I did or I didn't take. All the nights I went too far.
girls that broke my heart, all the doors that I had to close, all the things I knew but I didn't know. Thank God for all I made, 'cause it led me here to this. Like a girl that I loved in high school, who said she could do better, on the college I wanted to go to, till I got that letter. All the fights and the tears and the heartache, I thought I'd never get through. At the moment I almost gave up, all led me here to you. I didn't understand it way back when, but sitting here right now, it all makes perfect sense. Every stoplight I didn't make, every chance I did or I didn't take, all the nights I went and fought, all the girls that broke my heart, all the doors that I had to close, all the things I knew but I didn't know. Thank God.
Cowboy Country, 105.5 FM is KGFY Stillwater.
On the Cowboy Sports Network, this is Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer, brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Charlie's Discount Drug. Discount is our middle name. Located at 723 South Walnut in Stillwater. Chris's University Spirit, your one-stop cowboy shop. And by Verizon, official wireless provider for OSU Athletics. Now, Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer. Tonight it's the exhibition opener of the 2015 schedule. The Cowgirls take on the Ponies of SMU tonight and a 7 o'clock kickoff. And admission's free, by the way, here in Stillwater tonight for all parties wanting to watch this game in person. You can, of course, catch it right here on 105.5 KGFY as well as at okstate.com. The Cowgirls are back on the pitch tonight for the first time in 2015, and a roster that includes 27 players, including 17 returning letter winners from last year's squad that finished 10-10-1 after an 0-6 start and advanced to the NCAA Women's Soccer Championship for the second straight year. Head coach Colin Carmichael said earlier in the week in comments provided by Orange Power Studios that the group is ready to go and has worked hard in this first week of practice.
We're excited to be out there. We got a good group. The energy level on the first day is always great, so they were getting after each other and competing, and our job now is just to make sure that continues on into preseason. Yeah, we got a lot of experience. You know, the senior class have played some of the best teams in the country and competed very well over the last 3 years. The juniors behind them as well. So there's a lot of players that take the field for us that, you know, have played some huge games, have been in some really close Big 12 battles. We're ready. You know, it's just a matter now of getting everybody sharp and on the same page and getting ready to play.
Among the group returning are 4 All-Big 12 performers, seniors Allie Stephenson and Madison Mercado, and juniors Natalie Calhoun and Courtney Dike. Led by Stephenson, who paced the Cowgirls with 6 goals a year ago, Oklahoma State returns 95% of its goal scoring from 2014. And also back in the mix is goaltender Michaela Ungaro, who missed all of last year with a preseason knee injury after recording 4 shutouts in 14 games as a freshman 2 years ago. It's a busy time around the Cowgirl camp. They've had 1 week to get ready for this exhibition game. Coach Carmichael.
When you only have a week, what you're hoping for is your kids come in fit, which I think we are. That way we can focus more on the ball work and the team. So the first few days will be getting the rust out, getting lots of touches on the ball. Next few days kind of talking about our defense and how we want to put pressure on the ball and our defensive shape, and then we go into the SMU game. Don't really work a whole lot on offense before that, but then you usually flip it around between SMU and Mercer. We'll start talking more about how we create chances to score goals.
This SMU team that the Cowgirls will face tonight tied Oklahoma State a year ago 2-2 on 2 late goals in the final 7 minutes in the exhibition game last year at Westcott Field in Dallas. SMU returns a lineup that features players with veteran game experience, 12 returning players who played in at least 16 of their 21 games a year ago. Colin Carmichael has high praise for an SMU team that's been getting better year to year.
You know, Chris and Nicole down there do a great job, and their teams play good soccer. It should be a very entertaining game, and you know, like us, they'll want to get through it first and foremost healthy, and secondly, they'll try to get a good result and try to gauge where their team is in their process. But, yeah, no matter who we're playing, the focus will be on us. What do we do? What do we need to work on? What can we do better?
The Chris he referred to there is Coach Chris Petroselli. The head coach says he has a good group of players going into the new year. Some of the players logged a lot of minutes last season. That'll help having that experience, he says, going into the 2015 season. Coach Petroselli is entering his fourth year on the Hilltop and has led the Mustangs to 25 wins over that span. And along with the assistant coaches, Nicole Nelson, who Coach Carmichael referred to, and Matt Cosgriff, the SMU staff has over 50 years combined coaching experience at the NCAA level. SMU brings back 2014 midfield starters Paige Jacobs, Gabrielle Petroselli, also Kelsey Gorney, and also senior Claire Oates, who was a preseason all-conference player in the American Athletic Conference. Lauren Guerrera is also back this year. As a forward, the pair combined for 10 goals for the Mustangs. Lissa Lonsberry enters her senior year as a key player on the offensive side. She had 5 wins last year in goal for the Mustangs. The versatile Lonsberry also had a strong spring, scoring 5 goals, as well as 2 multi-goal games. She plays both on offense and can play in the keeper position. Lauren Harrington, Taylor Barg, and Taylor Jackson are some of the returning strengths for SMU. They've been selected to a starting 11 combined 100 times over the last 2 seasons. And again, with 2 capable goaltenders, one other one besides the player I mentioned a moment ago, Lonsberry, the Mustangs will be sure-handed in net. Meantime, for the Cowgirls, they have a number of new players this year and a junior college transfer they hope will result in big things for them both on offense and on defense, Christina Jean-Charles. And we'll mention her and talk with her when we come back after our opening timeout. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield Sports.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents love to talk about satisfied customers and how they got that way.
I remember Bob and his old motorcycle. They were joined at the hip. Then somebody helped themselves to it. But because he insured it right, Shelter helped him get a new anniversary edition of the same model. Bob still misses his old bike, but he admits his new seat is a lot more comfortable.
Motorcycles to riding mowers, RVs to bass boats, we've got you covered. See Wendell Stevens Shelter Insurance at 1313 North Perkins Road.
For the record, you cannot play Powerball at Tiger Drug. Now, you can buy a cotton ball, but you know you really can't retire on that. Still, we like to say that we take the itch out of rich at Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut. Calvin Anthony of Tiger Drug recently took a trip to the Middle East. He visited all the hot spots and says he never felt in danger. He wants to report that all is fine in Muldrow, Roland, and Salisal. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut.
For our good friends at Suddenlink, this is Dave Harrison. Online shopping has changed a lot of the way we do things. You know, you check out a product online before you go to the store to buy. But when your internet moves so slow, it kind of kills the whole adventure, huh? But not when you have Suddenlink's internet 25 times faster than your average phone company. Make the switch during the Suddenlink More Power Switch event. Add in the Suddenlink HD TV, and now you've got access to hundreds of channels, video on demand, and pay-per-view. And with any room DVR and stream powered by TiVo, you can enjoy your favorite TV programming anywhere. Call 1-800-915-1866 to get SL200 HD TV and 15 meg internet for just $69 a month. Plus, you'll get access to on demand. Don't wait. Call 800-915-1866 or visit suddenlink.com and get all the information. Suddenlink, 802 East 6th Street, right here in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Welcome back to our coverage of Cowgirl Soccer for 2015, Oklahoma State and SMU tonight. Free admission, 7 o'clock kickoff at the Cowgirl Soccer Complex. One of the new players this year for the Cowgirls is a young lady from New York City, a defender midfielder named Christina Jean-Charles. She comes highly recommended to the Cowgirl Soccer program, and not only did Oklahoma State want her, but Christina said in an earlier interview this week she wanted to come here too.
The JUCO I came from, it was all about the team and getting better. So I felt like I wasn't even at a JUCO. It was like we were playing like a Division I school because every practice was intense. Everybody wanted it, and it was just the drive that got us where we went to the Nationals. So honestly, I think it really prepared me coming into Oklahoma, so I feel prepared. It definitely brought that, getting after it every day, just making sure each day you step on the field that you're just giving it your all, and then making sure that everybody's on the same page and just working hard So yeah, I definitely brought it with me, and I continue to like influence. I hope, just work hard. It's definitely a transition, just because Oklahoma is different than New York. But I'm not from the city. I'm from a little bit outside of it, so my town is pretty quiet like this. So I'm kind of used to it, and I like it a lot. So I like the transition. So. Yeah, my mom didn't play. She played volleyball, but my dad definitely played soccer and definitely was a soccer house when I was growing up. So we were always training 24/7 outside, and it definitely was an influence, and I definitely play this game because of growing up just having people who helped me get the game inside me and just loved it so much. And so all my sisters play. So honestly, I met the coaches probably a couple days before I committed, and I just the atmosphere here, the whole campus, the soccer mentality here, I just loved everything about it and what they were telling me, and I saw the videos and everything. I just wanted to be a part of it.
Christina Jean-Charles, and again, players like her and others, including Haley Woodard, who was here last year from Norman North, but couldn't play because of a knee injury, are on this squad this year. A redshirt freshman defender, Lana Duke from Edmond Memorial, is also part of the group as well, new this year, along with some other new players, a freshman Megan Royale at goalkeeper from Collinsville High School, and Morgan McDougall, the defender midfielder freshman out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado, from Mountain Vista High School. A lot of these girls and others who are back this year, led by the seniors, Delaney Kiley and Kelsey Bass, and also Madison Mercado, as I mentioned earlier, Lauren Reyes, and Allie Stephenson, and Courtney Dike, among others, will get time tonight for Oklahoma State. Try to get as many players in the game tonight as possible. This week began for the Cowgirls with a trip to Sky Ranch Cave Springs Camp in northeast Oklahoma, where the players and staff experienced a number of team bonding activities that included swimming, playing human foosball, board games, and a campfire, but no cell phones. Colin Carmichael says now back in Stillwater, the Cowgirls return to their usual two-day practice regimen, training on the field in the mornings, evening conditioning, weight training, and yoga on the itinerary, and all of that leading up to tonight's game, the exhibition match with SMU.
Progressed well. The only concern at this point is just a couple injuries. Just got to get a few kids healthy, and once we get there, we'll be in good shape. But we went and did a little camp, and did some team bonding. The team really are buying into the team concept right now, and it's been good. So far, so good. Everybody's working hard, and I think at this point we just need to play somebody else to see, get a gauge of where we are.
Now, originally, there was to be a season opening game next Friday night against Milwaukee. That game's been canceled. So Mercer is on the schedule for the home opener at noon on Sunday, August 23rd. The Cowgirls added a Friday night game with Oral Roberts to make up for the Milwaukee game, and that'll be on October the 9th. The Cowgirls will then turn around 2 weeks from tonight and have Bedlam here in Stillwater at 7 o'clock, and then follow that up with a Sunday SEC Big 12 matchup with the University of Georgia, a 1 o'clock game on the 30th here at the Cowgirl Soccer Complex. Cowgirls then take the trip to Florida, the return games from Central Florida and Florida from a year ago. They'll play the Gators in Gainesville on Friday, September 4th, and then spend the Sunday before Labor Day at UCF in Orlando. That's an 11 o'clock Central Time tip-off. Then the Cowgirls will go the other way and go to Washington and Gonzaga to the far northwest for road games on September 11th at Washington State and Pullman, and at Gonzaga and Spokane on Sunday, September 13th. Then the Cowgirls play one game at home against Arizona State on Friday, September 18th, before going back on the road. UMKC in Kansas City for the final non-conference tune-up before the conference schedule begins on September 20th, and then road trips to Baylor and TCU on the 25th and 27th. And those games in Waco and in Fort Worth. And the Cowgirls have 4 in a row at home: Texas Tech, Texas, Drake, and Oral Roberts to start the month of October. Go to Iowa State on October 16th. Then homecoming weekend, 2 games on walk-around Friday night, October 23rd with West Virginia, October 25th. minutes of that match to have a championship for the Cowgirls, a win in that matchup taken away from them. And so that was ended up being a tie. Does not count, obviously, in the standings, but it did count as far as both teams getting ready for the season ahead, and that will be the case again tonight as well. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups for both teams now. Katie Brown starts in goal for SMU. She's a freshman from Sacramento, California. She's one of two keepers that they have, and you might see both of them in the match tonight. Taylor Barg starts in defender, a 5'5 junior out of Dallas, Plano West. Also starting for SMU at 5'10 forward is Hannah Fleet. She is out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. One of several out of the United States players between the two teams that they have here tonight on these two rosters. Laura Harrington is a 5'4 defender, a sophomore out of Katy, Texas, out of Seven Lakes High School. Taylor Jackson, a midfielder, or I should say she's a defender, 5'7 junior out of Plano West. Also out of Coppell, Texas, and a transfer from the University of Oklahoma is Paige Jacobs, 5'8 midfielder. Lissa Lonsberry starts at forward, a 5'8 forward out of South Lake Carroll, South Lake Carroll High School. Also starting for them, Claire Oates. We mentioned her in the pregame. Midfielder, 6-foot sophomore out of Long Beach, California. Gabriella Petroselli is a midfielder, 5'3 senior out of Austin, Texas. Blair Thorpe is a 5'9 midfielder, a freshman out of Frisco, Texas High School. And Vanessa Valadez is the 5'8 forward, the redshirt freshman from Kingwood, Texas. She was injured a year ago, and we see her on the pitch tonight. Chris Petroselli, the head coach, in his fourth year for the SMU Mustangs. Nicole Nelson, Matt Cosgriff are the two assistants for SMU. For the Oklahoma State Cowgirls of head coach Colin Carmichael in his 20th year, and is the only head coach that the Cowgirls have had other than the time that Karen Hancock has been co-head coach with him for a few seasons. Karen's in her 20th year and also the senior women's associate director this year for sports at Oklahoma State. She has assumed that title this year as well, but in her 20th year here at Oklahoma State as well. And then the associate head coach is Justin Elkington in his 7th season here at Oklahoma State. And here's the lineup for the Cowgirls tonight. A lot of veterans back for this season. Delaney Kiley, a senior out of Liberty, Missouri, a 5'9 defender. Kelsey Bass on defense, a 5'7 senior out of Dallas Highland Park. And then other starters are Natalie Calhoun, a defender, a junior out of Sachet, Texas. That is a 5'8 junior. Calhoun, who played a lot last year as a sophomore. Anna Beffer starts, and she can alternate forward and midfield, a sophomore out of Tulsa Union. Madison Mercado, a senior out of Sapulpa. Her sister played here a few years back, and she is now a senior and midfielder or forward. She's a 5'4 senior. Abby Bright, a sophomore out of Edmond North, who we've heard a lot about in defense. He's a 5'6 sophomore, as I mentioned, and she starts for the Cowgirls. Another of the freshman players out of Jenks, Marlo Zoller, who is a very good player at forward, plays for the Cowgirls tonight, starting the 5'6 freshman out of Jenks from Tulsa. Michaela Ongaro starts in goal, as I mentioned, a 5'9 sophomore out of Heartland, Wisconsin. Allie Stephenson, forward midfield, a 5'2 senior out of Lee Summit, Missouri, out of Lee Summit North High School. Haley Woodard, the freshman out of Norman North, who missed last year with an injury as well, a 5'10 forward. She will get a start tonight as well. And then Christina Jean-Charles, who's the defender midfielder who we mentioned in the pregame show from the New York City area, out of Clarkstown South and Monroe College. There in the area of near New York City, not in town, but as you said, in a smaller community. And she will get the start at junior. She'll have 2 years eligibility for the Cowgirls, and she can either play defense or midfield at 5'6". So that's the lineup for the Cowgirls tonight. SMU will be in the blue shorts with the red and blue tops and white numbers. The Cowgirls are in the home white uniforms tonight with the newer numbers and trim, and also in orange, of course, and the white tops, as I mentioned, with the orange shorts with the white trim. Our officials tonight, Shane Butler is the referee. We'll have Tony Giuliano and Tony Menza as our sideline officials, and our friend Jack Damrell, who does the broadcast for the Oklahoma City professional soccer team, former TV broadcaster. Good to see him back on the sidelines. And our friend, of course, from the Turnpike Authority. He's their public relations guy at the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority, and Jack Damrell is our sideline alternate official tonight, and he'll be running the table downstairs. As introduced out there now is Ongaro. She's in the yellow tonight with the goalie in black for SMU this evening as well. Now our crowd gathering here at the Cowgirl Soccer Complex, and time for a playing of our national anthem. National anthem here at the Cowgirl Soccer Complex in Stillwater. Welcome into our broadcast on KGFY Stillwater as well as on OKState.com. Bill Van Ness with you here, and glad to be back with you this year again for Cowgirl Soccer. It is a free admission night, and not just students, but everybody gets in tonight. So if you're in the neighborhood, we have a number of people in the south and a few in the north bleachers, some of the bleachers right down front in front of the big bleachers on the east side of the field here, the pitch. And a lot of folks in orange and a few in the SMU red and blue watching this one or getting ready to here tonight. The weather, it is 86 degrees. It is clear. There's not a cloud in the sky. And the wind's out of the southeast at 10 to 15 miles an hour. It means the wind blows across this field from one corner to the other, and the flags are standing nearly straight out at the north end zone here at the Cowgirl Soccer Complex. Cowgirl fans, be sure to swing by the Atherton and Ranchers Club on the OSU campus for the Coach Colin Carmichael radio show. Each Tuesday night this year, it'll be a different time. It's 7 to 7:30 this year, and it'll be on Tuesday nights as it has been in the past from the Ranchers Club. And if you can't join us live, you can tune in to 105.5 KGFY or the OKState.com and listen to Coach Carmichael, and I'll be there hosting the show, breaking down the various matches and looking ahead to the upcoming opponents. Again, the Ranchers Club, OSU at the Atherton Hotel at the Student Union, your new home for the Colin Carmichael radio show. Colin making his way down to the SMU bench and saying hello to all the coaches, and his team taking the field here and now in those new bright white and orange uniforms that they're wearing this year. SMU gathering over here on the near sideline as they get set to go out onto the pitch, and we're about ready to go with Cowgirl Soccer. We'll have the home opener a week from Sunday, the noon match with Mercer. As I mentioned earlier, the Cowgirls will be going on the road quite a bit after the first couple of weeks of the season, as they'll have 4 in a row. They'll go from one side of the country to the other, from Florida to Washington and back. A game against Arizona State in the middle, and then 3 games on the road, 2 in conference and 1 out of conference to close out the month of September. So it's going to be a very busy first 10 or 12 games or so. And we are kicked off, and the game is underway, and the Cowgirls going from right to left have the ball first. They play it forward, and then SMU will try to play it ahead, but they get it out of bounds here in a throw-in on the near sideline for Oklahoma State. Kelsey Bass, the senior, throws it in for John Charles, who will play it forward, and SMU tries to run it down. The Cowgirls win it here on the near sideline. Beffer, quite a bit of speed. It's off SMU and a ball to the sideline. Cowgirls with a deep throw-in, trying to come up the near sideline. Mercado trying to center it. There's a pass up front, top of the box. It's played off a Cowgirl and then back by SMU toward midfield and knocked down there by Fleet. She'll play it back the other way, and SMU going from left to right into the forward end. And playing it toward the south goal here where the Cowgirl keeper Ongaro is on guard. I'll not use that one again. Played out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Oklahoma State. Up here on the near sideline, a minute or so into the match here. Going to start a lot of home games this year, by the way, at 7:05 or 5 after the hour that the schedule says. So be aware of that if you're coming. A whistle, and we have a foul here. Rough play called on the Cowgirls, and this will be a free kick for SMU just to the left of midfield here. as our official Shane Butler making the whistle there a moment ago. That ball will be played up and ahead here by Taylor Barg, the junior out of Dallas Plano West. And she'll take the free kick just about 3 yards to the left of the halfway line. And our scoreboard is not working here, so they'll keep time for us here, and we'll have stats halfway through the halves as well. Here's a ball played forward. SMU with a chance, knocked away from the intended receiver of that ball. That was Thorpe up the near corner, and the ball out of bounds. And it'll be a goal kick for Oklahoma State as it was off of SMU. Kayla Ungaro back after her freshman season when she did so well, 14 games and 4 shutouts, but then a preseason knee injury a year ago, and she was lost for the year. Cowgirls were not hurting at that position with Rosa Medina, but she's earned the job again as Rosa has graduated. Now ball to the center circle, played to SMU, and they'll go left to right back the other way. Ball's played deep down the near sideline. Bass will run it down for the Cowgirls. Let's see if the carry's out of bounds or to the sideline. Looks like the Cowgirls will get it back at that point and turn it around and send it forward. Again, free admission tonight, so if you're in the neighborhood here along Hall of Fame in Stillwater, come on out and watch some Cowgirl soccer. No charge to get in. Here's a ball played off SMU and deep toward the inside 18. Trying to get to the ball, and it went past her. Looked like the defender might have gotten in the way of Valadez there, and it goes across for a goal kick for Oklahoma State. Cowgirls a year ago were 10-10-1 after an 0-6 start. I'll whistle by the official here about something, maybe setting the ball for play here. And let's see if we have an injury situation here for Oklahoma State. Not sure if there's a, they're checking out one of the players. Allie Stephenson apparently has an issue with something, and I'm not sure what this is. It was away from the play that I was watching. She may have taken a hit to the bridge of the nose or something. It looks like she might have a nosebleed, so they have to sub in. And Beryl Smith, the 5'4 sophomore out of the Woodlands, Texas, will check into the match for Oklahoma State. So she'll get the sub in immediately without going per se to the table. And now a sideline kick will go awry and go across the back line for a goal kick for Oklahoma State. So that was the play a moment ago, and apparently the stoppage came before the ball went out, and as a result, SMU got a free kick out of that. 3rd minute of play, and there is no score. So Ungaro will kick it away for the Cowgirls. Again, they go from our right to left here if you're not watching on the web here in the first half. Ball's played to the top of the circle near side. Smith, a header. Cowgirls try to knock it down, can't do it. Now it's played off of a Mustang player, and Smith will play it up the far sideline. They'll send it down the sideline. The ball ends up carrying into the bleachers, so SMU will have a throw-in across the way. SMU, a challenging schedule this year in the American Athletic Conference. Cincinnati and East Carolina. Tulsa's in that group. Memphis, Houston, UCF, who the Cowgirls will see in non-conference play. USF, Temple, and UConn. That's a big conference as far as space on the map. SMU plays it deep, and they'll play it back out of their end and play it forward up the near sideline. It goes off the Cowgirls, and they'll have a throw-in to our right on the near sideline in front of OSU's bench. This is Kelsey Gorney, who is a player back from a year ago, a junior out of Hebron, out of Carrollton, Texas, out of Hebron High School. Played back to midfield. They just kick it out of bounds again, and this time the Cowgirls will see another SMU throw-in. Shadows starting to creep across the field here. Temperatures in the 80s. Not a bad night at all. It's been a lot warmer on nights we've played here in August. Ball again to the sideline, this time off of SMU on this near side, off of Valadez again, and it will belong to the Cowgirls. 5th minute, there is no score. Neither team has really threatened yet. SMU had an opportunity, but it was played away early in the 2nd minute. Cowgirls will play it back to their keeper. This is Kylie, who will send it to Ongaro, kicks it up the near sideline. And again, it'll go out of bounds for SMU for a throw-in. First game either team has had this year, first chance to really not play against yourself, as it were. As Colin said in the pregame, a chance for some opportunity here for maybe later in the match for some of the younger players to step up. Right now, the veterans pretty much in there for both teams. Ball to the sideline again, another SMU throw in. They're going from left to right, trying to play it forward. Cowgirls have done a good job at midfield of not letting them get a ball deep that they can play. It comes down the near side now. Valadez again trying to run it down, trying to center it, does. Collision on a kick there at midfield up near the top of the 18 by Petrucelli to the sideline. Again, they play it to the corner, trying to square it off from there. It was Valadez again out front. Cowgirls try to run it down. They do and end up winning the ball. But then SMU, ahead of the play, is able to kick it back the other way, and Barg was back in defense to send it deep into the Cowgirl end. Ball's going to be played off the back line now and across. This will be a corner off of Oklahoma State. So it's a corner for SMU, our first of the match, and this will be Blair Thorpe, the 5'9 midfielder out of Frisco, Texas High School. Boy, what a difference that town looks like now than it did 20 years ago. To the right of the keeper on Garrow, it clears the box off of Jean Charles and to the near sideline for a throw-in for SMU. We're about 7 minutes into the match, 45-minute halves, by the way, a running clock unless stopped by the official at his request or hers. Deep throw-in is going to come to the 18. Couple of headers. Cowgirls head it down now and try to turn it. Well, almost a high kick there, and they did call the whistle for a high kick on Oklahoma State on Marlo Zoller, the freshman out of Tulsa, out of Jenks. So a free kick there for SMU at about the 30-yard line. SMU lines up like they're going to take this kick, and now somebody goes over to kick it. It's their first game, too. This will be Thorpe again. Pretty strong leg out of Frisco, who kicked that ball in the corner a moment ago. Her kick will be strong toward the square, into the box. Ongaro punches it out. We get a whistle. She gets taken off her feet, and it looks like a foul maybe on SMU. Ball went across the back line anyway, so this will end up being a kick for Oklahoma State. Today's game brought to you by Verizon, the official wireless provider of OSU Athletics. This kick will come from the 6-yard square. Ongaro with a big leg. She hurt that left knee a year ago. Kicks it right-footed. Couple of headers knocked down by SMU. Played to the near sideline. The ball's going to run over here. Not sure anybody's going to get it. Well, they do. End up winning it over here. Valadez on the near sideline tries to send it deep up the sideline toward their goal, and it goes out of bounds for a throw-in. And play it to the right of the Cowgirl bench on the near sideline, which is to our right. SMU bench over here to our left. Neither team is subbed yet, although the Cowgirls are getting ready to and bring Stephenson back in the match. Injury timeout substitution, not a real sub a moment ago, so with Smith coming in. Kick comes in now to the corner. They'll play it there, trying to set it up on the wing with Valadez in the corner. Now outside there, Gorney will send it across. Header by the Cowgirls, knock it away. Defenders back for the Mustangs. Will play it off there and send it ahead. Blocked out at the 18 by Oklahoma State, and then played back the other way by the Cowgirls. This is Zoller in the circle. Defended over there by Petrucelli. Cowgirl taken off her feet, but the ball was cleared away from the contact. So SMU will win the ball up the near sideline. Along the near sideline, Gorney again at midfield. Plays it there for Lonsberry. And up the near sideline, it'll roll for a little bit and then go out of bounds. And this will be off of SMU, so the Cowgirls will have the throw-in, and that will allow Stephenson, who had been hit in the face earlier, apparently a bloody nose or something, came out of the match, but she's all right now and is back in. So that's the substitution for all 11 original starters are now back in the match. So we're about 10 minutes in here, maybe a little longer than that. Played ahead by the Cowgirls. Beffer up the middle of the ground. They have two players back there. Deepest player is Woodard up the sideline. She can fly. Missed her a year ago with injury. Played now to the corner, getting tied up over there to the left of the keeper by Harrington. The ball ends up going out for SMU, and it'll be their ball off of Oklahoma State. And our sideline officials tonight, Tony Menza and Tony Giuliano. Jack Damrow runs the table, and Shane Butler is the referee on the pitch. Those are the guys dressed in black if you're watching on the internet. Cowgirls try to win it, and they do for a moment, trying to play it off a SMU deep ball, but and numbers back here defensively. SMU just trying to play it between the seams there, and they end up doing it for a moment anyway. Now have it back the other way. This is Thorpe trying to play it up the near sideline between two defenders, splits them and sends the ball down toward the 18 square. Kylie will just run it down and send it back to Ongaro, and she'll boot it away before the offensive player can get down there. Lonsberry to the far sideline. Cowgirls trying to win the touch over there. Stephenson It's a mismatch with her and most players. She's only 5'2", but her speed makes up for it. Sends it deep to the circle, but SMU plays it out of there and has the ball now at midfield, again going from left to right. Again, a deep ball to the near sideline, and it'll be turned and brought back the other way by Bass on a kick. They send it deep again, SMU does. Now it's cleared away by Mercado. Again knocked down at midfield. Player there taking it was Thorpe. And SMU will try to win the ball, but fouls in the process. This will be a free kick for Oklahoma State right here in front of us as Gorney is called for the foul. So Kelsey Bass, the senior from Dallas Highland Park. Hard to believe she's a senior already, but is. We'll take the free kick, it looks like, right over here. And we're 15 minutes into this, and Colin Carmichael's already on to the officials. It's going to be a good year. Zoller tries to play it off the wing near side. Can't. It's taken away from her by Valadez. End of the near sideline. The Cowgirls will end up getting a throw in. Right here on our left. Again toward the SMU goal. Defended down here by Katie Brown. Haven't said much about her yet because she hasn't touched the ball yet to speak of. Send the ball deep into the square, but SMU plays it out. And it'll be their ball up the near sideline. This is Taylor Barg out of Dallas Plano West. They have a couple of three Plano players on this team. Plano West, Plano East, the three schools there. Ball sent up the near sideline. Cowgirls trying to duck out of the way of it so they can go back and defend, and they do. And they turn it and bring it up the near sideline. Going from our right to left, Oklahoma State in the white uniforms with the orange pants. SMU a good takeaway there as it's taken away and up the sideline. This is Valadez. Big cross trying to go all the way to the other side of the square. Does to the far corner. And a double team over there with Bright and with Thorpe. And a whistle will result in a Oklahoma State free kick. So the Cowgirls will have on their schedule this year some different looking times and some different looking dates. Go to okstate.com to find that schedule, but there is a midweek game later in the year with Drake here in Stillwater. It'll be on a Wednesday. Trying to win that 50-50 ball at midfield. Ends up going off Oklahoma State, and SMU will have a far sideline throw-in. Crowd continuing to come in here, although I think most of the folks are here now who are going to be here. We have a nice crowd for game number one. Free admission tonight if you're in the area. Cowgirls is trying to play those halfway out of the trouble areas there on the far sideline, and it is cleared out by Kiley back to near the far sideline at midfield. This will be a throw-in for SMU. Sometimes they take breaks at the middle of the halves for water. It's not that hot tonight, so I'm not sure they're going to do that. But if they do, you'll see a stoppage in play at the halfway point of the half. And at that point, anyway, we will give you updates on the numbers on this one. SMU player near sideline, almost out of bounds when she touched it. Gorney was able to turn it for a moment. Ball goes off of SMU, and the Cowgirls get a throw in. They're trying to get something going here. This SMU team has done well the last couple of years, gets better every year. 25 wins in the 3 years that Coach Petroselli's been here. Zoller, deep cross, and it comes across. We're down 15 minutes of this first half. That ball's going to roll to the sideline. The Cowgirls able to keep it over there in play. Trying to send it across again. The ball kicked out for a corner for Oklahoma State, and this will be their first of the year. Cowgirls were aggressive on corner kicks, especially in the first half of each of the last 3 seasons. And in part, Kelsey Bass, who's one of the designated people to take these corner kicks, a senior, will be over there now to the left of the goalkeeper, Katie Brown. Brown out of St. Francis, out of Sacramento, California. She's a freshman. Shannon Moroney's their other keeper. They have a converted goalkeeper that plays forward, too. Here's a line drive low kick. May have been punched in the air by the keeper. It comes down inside the 18, cleared back toward the center of the box. Chance there, contact in the box, but it's cleared away by SMU and back to the center circle, or nearly there anyway. The Cowgirls run it down. Bright tries to play it forward. Sends a little short dribbler, and it'll end up going up the sideline and then taken ahead. Here's a pass to the center and a shot, and it goes wide of the far post. Diving for the ball to her left was Brown, and it just missed on the outside. So an opportunity there for the Oklahoma State player to get some action going quickly here. And unable to get it into the goal. That was brought down that far sideline and moved very quickly. And now the kick by SMU back to midfield. That was Mercado, who came in from the right side. Off that little clearance by Befford. Now the Cowgirls have another opportunity here, and it's played in front. Chance for Stephenson if she can win it. But the defender there for SMU to take it away, Barg. And a veteran player, the junior. Plays it ahead to Valadez at midfield. And across the line, the Cowgirls have a 5-on-2 here, and so they'll win this ball and get it out of trouble. John Charles to midfield. She was our player spotlight on our pregame show. Bass will bring it down the near side, sends it deep. Can they run it down? This is Zoller to catch up to it along the back line. The cross centers, and it's blocked over here on the near sideline and then knocked out of bounds by Taylor Jackson. So the Cowgirls will have a deep throw in over here on the near side off of SMU. 16th minute and still no score. The Cowgirls have gotten a little more aggressive here in the last couple of minutes of play. SMU will try to win the ball away from a Cowgirl offensive player down there, and does, as they had numbers in the corner. They send it up the near sideline. It's going to go out of bounds again. And this will be a Cowgirl throw-in right here in front of us. Today's game brought to you by Christus University Spirit, your one-stop Cowboy shop. He was going to throw it in here along this near sideline. Referee marking the ball for play, and it should be in the general area down here as it was knocked away on the near sideline, and it is to our left, deep in the about 15-yard range along this near sideline. Short throw in comes to just outside the square. Cowgirls are outnumbered 2-on-1 on this play, and it ends up being a whistle, and SMU is going to get a free kick out of this. Now I believe it was a throw-in. That's what it'll be as it went out of bounds. So I'll just send this back to the keeper, Brown. She will send it forward. Playing in her first game as a Mustang. The Cowgirls keeping the pressure down there with Zoller. She's all over the place. Well, the new Cowgirl players, the 5'6" freshman out of Jenks, send up the near sideline, the ball out of bounds for a Cowgirl throw-in right here in front of us. And we still have folks coming in. Nice crowd here tonight for this opener. And the home and season opener a week from Sunday. Now ball played ahead. Keeper comes out and just dives on the ball to her right in the 18 ahead of Zoller, and it'll be a move there by Brown that'll keep the ball in SMU possession. They send it deep up the near sideline. Official right there to note it going out, and it's off of SMU on the kick. So the Cowgirls again will have a throw in, and Kelsey Bass along the near sideline in front of her own bench. Coming up on the 20-minute mark here of the first half. Good play by Mercado to knock it down. Sends it deep, but too strong toward the center of the ground inside the 18. And right there is Katie Brown to make the play. So it belongs to SMU. A bad pass there, and Stephenson intercepts. Now the Cowgirls a 3-on shot here, and the ball hit forward and played to the left of the near post. That ball kind of sailed on Stephenson. The wind may have taken it a little bit out of the range of the upper half of the goal. And a goal kick here for SMU, and really the first shot of the match to speak of. Nice header there, but John Charles was over the top, and a foul at midfield will give the ball back to SMU. Cowgirls this year, 5 seniors, 6 juniors, 11 sophomores. 1 redshirt freshman, and then 4 true freshmen, including Zoller, is getting the start tonight. And Haley Woodard, who's a true freshman because she didn't play last year. Now whistle on contact here, and a foul at midfield along the near sideline will give SMU a free kick. So big squad, and again anchored by those 11 upperclassmen. Kick will be taken here by Barg. And that'll be set toward the 6 and caught just basically like a punt would be in football by Ungaro. Nobody around the ball in the square or the top of the 6 square but her. She'll bounce it once and boot it away. And there's her kick with the wind. Plays all the way into the SMU zone. Cowgirls kind of have it rebound off a couple of players. Pinballs around, and it's taken ahead by Mercado. Mercado has 2 players down there. Have to watch for offside. SMU, however, interferes with that and takes the ball away. So it's played off by Thorpe. And then it's sent deep down into the Cowgirl zone defensively. And the Cowgirls will run it down. This is Kylie, senior out of Liberty, Missouri. Kylie out of Liberty, and then Stephenson out of Lee Summit, playing at each end of the ground for Oklahoma State, the 2 seniors from the Kansas City area. And the 2 Missouri players on the roster. Cowgirls should have possession here on the near side throw-in, and they do. 2-on-1, and quickly a foul, and this will result in a free kick for Oklahoma State, the foul on SMU. So again, other than Smith coming in because of the brief injury for Stephenson, and she came in to the bench with what looked like a bloody nose, and she went back out on the ground very quickly. That has been the only substitution here in the first half of this match. And we're about the halfway point here of the first half. Cowgirls have it and then lose it as SMU will play it forward. Now they get it turned on them, and they have to play it the other way. They're going left to right in the blue and red. Cowgirls going right to left and defending the south goal in the white. This is Petroselli, the senior out of Austin, Texas, daughter of the head coach. Plays it forward along the near sideline, trying to find somebody coming down that near sideline besides the one player, and Kylie will disrupt that and send it to the sideline and be an SMU throw-in. This into the right on the near sideline here as we see it from the Cowgirl bench. And SMU will try to play it forward. It's broken up, and Stephenson ends up getting fouled on the play outside the 18, so it'll be a free kick for Oklahoma State. Today's game brought to you by Charlie's Discount Drug, where discount is our middle name, located at 723 South Walnut in Stillwater. Ball played all the way to the far sideline. There'll be a play there to send it ahead for SMU. They'll try to play it down inside the goal square, and it's knocked away by the Cowgirl defender. This will be a corner for SMU, and again, it'll be taken on that far southeast corner of the ground here by Blair Thorpe. It's their second corner of the match. Again, as we get to the halfway point here, we'll keep you updated on what stats there are. There's not many so far. This is pretty much a even 0-0 right now. Here's a corner headed out by the Cowgirls. Run down over there on the far sideline. And played ahead by Oklahoma State. It was Calhoun who got a header on it. Now they'll turn it and send it forward. And SMU will play it out of trouble at midfield with Harrington to send it down the far sideline. They'll turn it and try to play it forward. They do off the far side. It's a cross in front. It's headed out across the back line. It went off of SMU. Looked like a chance there for Valadez, but it ended up going awry, and it belongs to Oklahoma State on a goal kick. So halfway through the first half here. We're in the 25th minute now. Scoreless game, if you've just joined us. SMU with 3 corners now to the Cowgirls 1. Cowgirls have had 2 shots, and then SMU with 1 there just a moment ago. Both keepers, no goals allowed, no saves. Neither team has been offside. Cowgirls will send it ahead. This is Mercado up the near sideline. And a chance in front here. Zoller, keeper has to come out and wins the ball, falling on it in front of the speedy Marlo Zoller out of Jenks. For the second time in the match, Katie Brown saved herself from some trouble there. Zoller gets an extra step on her. She has a chance to score her first goal as a Cowgirl. Won't count in the standings, but it'll count, obviously, for this match. This is an exhibition. Cowgirls win it back at midfield. Strong boot that's going to sail over the crossbar. Right-footed kick from 35 yards out by Anna Beffer. And we're going to have that water break timeout here. And we have a little less than 20 minutes left in the match. So, again, a chance to just kind of tell you that this game pretty much even so far. And shots are pretty much even at 2-1. Corner kicks are 3-1 SMU. And, again, neither team has been offsides here in the match. We'll take a couple of moments here for a water break, and then we'll come back to play. The Cowgirls, I mentioned, with the 11 upperclassmen, 5 seniors and 6 juniors, and they have that many sophomores on this team. And a pretty good group out of that group that plays, led by Ongaro, who, of course, missed last year because of the injury. You have Beffer in that group, who's starting tonight as well as a sophomore. Zoller starting as a true freshman. Haley Woodard, who missed last year because of an injury, starting as a true freshman. And John Charles, who's the junior transfer, also getting the start tonight. All the other players, and even Ongaro's a familiar player, but the rest of them all pretty familiar to Cowgirl fans, starting the match here tonight. At the half, we will take a look at the numbers from this one, and then we'll also give you some information about what the conference thinks about the conference season ahead for the Oklahoma State teams, as well as the others in the Big 12, and who all the Big 12 preseason All-Big 12 performers are. That'll be coming up here at halftime. So it's Mercer on Sunday the 23rd at noon. And the Friday night Bedlam match 2 weeks from tonight with OU. That game will be live on the internet, but tape delayed for radio because of high school football. So that'll be a match you'll want to come out and see in person, and they'll have a huge crowd here that night. Then the Cowgirls are home on August 30th against Georgia, a 1 o'clock match. And then, after that, 7 of the next 8 are on the road. Trips all the way from one end of the country to the other. And within that end of that 7 out of 8 on the road, conference play will begin with TCU and Baylor. All right, a chance for everybody to get a little electrolytes in their system, and we're ready to go. It's a free kick for SMU following the officials' timeout. We'll have about 19 and a half minutes left when we resume here. And this will be Katie Brown who'll kick it away for the Mustangs. Right to midfield. And strong high kick there by Calhoun. Ball knocked down by Mercado. Cowgirls can't win it. It's played ahead by the Mustangs. Here up the near sideline. Defense very quick to the ball here for Oklahoma State. And as a result, the offensive players around the ball toward midfield. They just send it back to the keeper and will start over. This will be Barg up the near sideline. Sends it ahead as she plays it to midfield, and it ricochets off a Cowgirl player and goes out of bounds to SMU. And they'll open their season on the road as well with St. Louis and Missouri next weekend on the road, and then home with Kansas for their home opener. Ball's played deep by the Cowgirls off the win, and they send it back. SMU wins it as they were ahead of the play and ends up sending it back again to their goalkeeper. They'll go up the far sideline now. This side of the field is in shadow now as the sun is starting to set. This is Jackson, the defender from Plano West, far side. Now with the ball, Oates at midfield. Hadn't heard much from her tonight. They're a 6-foot midfielder out of Long Beach, California. They send a deep ball toward the top of the 18, headed away by Bass. Played back to the keeper. On Ongaro in traffic there, just takes over and sends it back to midfield. Beffer to midfield, plays it behind her, and Mercado's there. She'll send a ball across to the far side of the ground. And they'll play it ahead from there. Trying to split the difference coming down the far side. That's Woodard. Now back to the near side for Bass, who came up from defense to play forward. Send it ahead here, Beffer. Now Bass trying to run down a ball backside. Across in front. Good play. Now a chance on a rebound, a second chance, and the ball ends up being cleared off the back line to the far sideline. The first one hit the keeper. I think the other one hit a defender. Cowgirls had 2 chances right there on the far post. SMU will play it out of trouble and send it ahead. Now the ball to the sideline and out of bounds to Oklahoma State. Beryl Smith will check back in, the sophomore from the Woodlands, Texas. And she played earlier in the first half. And they will take out Beffer. So Smith, who's a midfielder and a sophomore, played some last year. And the ball again off the inbounds play coming out of bounds to SMU here at midfield. With about 15 minutes left here in the first half. SMU has not subbed yet. It looks like they're getting ready to. Ball's played deep along the near sideline, run down by Kylie. And just clears it to the sideline, and SMU will have a throw in, it looks like, or will it be Oklahoma State? It's Oklahoma State as it was off of SMU. 2 substitutions getting ready to check in here for SMU. One is Haley Thompson. She's a defender out of Lone Tree, Colorado. The other is Lauren Guerra. We talked about her in the pregame, out of Yorba Linda, California, LA area player and a 5'8" forward. So true subs now in the game for both teams as the Cowgirls send it to midfield. Smith trying to play it off of a cross, and Jackson will send it back to the near sideline, and then taken off of her feet, Oklahoma State player Allie Stephenson, and she's wearing that device in her nose to hold that nosebleed back so it can coagulate up so she can play, and so the ball belongs to Kelsey Bass. First 5 minutes of the match, she took a shot to the bridge of the nose. Cowgirls play it ahead, but it's sent back to midfield SMU. Now Bass right in front of us trying to play it, and ends up going off her legs out of bounds in a 2-on-1. So the Mustangs right in front of us again will inbound. As we're to the final third of this first half here, and still no score. Cowgirls really have had 3 good looks at goal. SMU has had 1 in this first half. Ball to the near side, trying to play it ahead, and it's too strong for Gorney, and it goes out of bounds. So more substitutions here. And Lana Duke checks in, the redshirt freshman out of Edmond Memorial for the first time. First chance to see her. And Lauren Reyes also checks in for the Cowgirls, the 5'3" senior out of Louisville, Texas. And our first chance to see Duke on the pitch. She again was unable to play a year ago, a 5'8" redshirt freshman. And again, pretty good speed. And Smith, a good play there to win the ball at midfield for the Cowgirls. They'll play it across. And a defender there in front trying to step ahead of Woodard. But it's one out of there by Stephenson. She came up to help on the play. Woodard plays the far wing. She had a chance at a goal earlier in this half. And a ball played forward, and we're going to have a touch inside the, well, not inside the square, but just outside the square, it would appear. The official marking a ball for a free kick. And a foul on the play will result in the Oklahoma State free kick. Our official marking the ball like you would have seen in World Cup play for the kick. They'd originally thought it was going to be a corner. Now the Cowgirls bring the ball out for play. This will be to the left of the keeper. Angle to the left for the Cowgirls. Woodard will kick it. High pop into the air. Ball to the back line, and it may have been already across when it was headed by Zoller. And this will be a goal kick for SMU. Well, right idea there, but I think the wind just carried it a little bit too strong. Zoller trying to keep it in play before she was across the line. Kind of like breaking the plane in football. Goal kick wasn't very good, a little dribbler. And SMU's lucky to get it back to keep it and get it out of their own zone. Playing left to right here in this first half. Cowgirls have the wind at their back, going the other way. Deflection sends the ball out for SMU along the near sideline for a throw-in. This again is Gorney to throw it in. We saw her in the game in Dallas last year. Nice touch pass there, and here's Hannah Fleet. Fleet brings it down the middle of the ground. Looks for a chance, and a kick is blocked outside the 18. And ricochets all the way back to midfield. Cowgirls trying to get some help. That's Stevenson who's trying to turn it. Now players coming down the far sideline. Here comes Woodard streaking down that far sideline. Tries to play it inside the 18. The ball's deflected, gets it back. A left-footed kick from the top of the square is right to the keeper near the far post at about the 4-yard line. You can get turned around out there pretty easy if you're not watching the ball, and that was a chance there for the Cowgirls to maybe take advantage of a player out of position. They got a rebound to go their way. Unfortunately, couldn't get the kick to go their way, and the Cowgirls will have to see a substitution here first for SMU before they get the ball back, as the Mustangs had sent the ball deep too far along the near sideline. C.J. Obadulu is coming into the match. Pabulu is a 5'7" forward, a sophomore out of Garland, Texas, another Dallas product. Ball sent deep to the keeper on Garland. She'll just play it outside the half moon there in front of the 18-yard line and back the other way. It's a crescent, actually. I know that. But anyway, back the other way it comes, and Bass up the near sideline. Cowgirls have numbers, have to stay on side here, try to play the cross. There is open Woodard far side, boots it strong. That'll go up by the scoreboard and the flagpole, and a goal kick for SMU. Sometimes you're too open. That may have been the case there. Nobody played that backside, and if you'd just low line drive drilled that, might have had the first goal, but instead popped it up, wind got under it, and carried it a mile wide. So goal kick there for Brown, and they'll send it back the other way. Should be down under 10 minutes now left here in the first half. Stephenson, with help, plays it off for the Cowgirls. They keep it in the SMU zone to our left. Here's Woodard again down the far sideline. Double teamed immediately, and the ball's knocked away from her. And to the sideline, and this will be a throw-in here for SMU. Today's game brought to you by Bud Light. It reminds OSU fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Didn't get much on that one, and SMU will end up getting, or actually, I'm sure the Cowgirls will end up trying to kick the ball down inside the 18. Nobody there. They'd have been offside, and so it's just a play for the goalkeeper. SMU getting ready to sub again here in the final 10 minutes of this first half. High kick, now a header, and John Charles will win it ahead, but I don't know if the Cowgirls can maintain. And, yeah, trying to get out of the way of a player. Lana Duke is called for a foul at midfield, and it'll be a free kick for the Mustangs. Exhibition opener for both teams. You're allowed one, and both teams will start the regular season next weekend. Ball comes into the keeper, just diving on it on Garo outside the 6, and it will belong to Oklahoma State. He'll had a big freshman season. There's 9 minutes left here in the first half. Big freshman season, and a knee injury before the season ever began last year put her out, and she's back as a redshirt, as a true sophomore, I guess it would be this year. Ball deep in SMU zone. They'll just play it out of trouble, or try to anyway. For the Cowgirls, Holly Bremer in the game now, 5'6" sophomore. Bremer is a sophomore out of Eagle River, Nebraska. So up the far sideline, the Cowgirls send it deep out of their zone. Ahead for Bremer, tries to play it forward. Mustangs have opportunity now, whistle away from the ball. Looks like we have a foul here on Oklahoma State. Well, the stands on the far side almost completely full. That's good to see. In the south end zone almost full, and the north end zone almost full, and the bleachers in front of the big bleachers almost full. First night, big crowd here at Oklahoma State. Everybody plays back the other way as the free kick coming here for SMU will be taken by Jackson. Sends it to Barg on the near side. She dribbles it across the midfield line. Ball comes off of a SMU player. They try to save it over here on the near side, keep it inbounds, but the Cowgirls are going to have a throw in. Under 8 minutes left now in the first half. They'll send it back to Ungaro, and they'll start over again. Some of this is patterned and set. What do we do if we get this situation this early in the game? Well, we work on this, and that's why it often goes back to the keeper like that. Do that during the course of the regular season, too. Now played to midfield, and the Cowgirls try to win it. Woodard, kind of a hand check there by the defender, and now we get a whistle, and this is away from the ball, and a late call by the official. There's been some pushing, jawing going on down there, but Cowgirls try to take advantage now of the free kick. Stephenson, middle of the ground, tries to send it forward. Mercado kind of gets held up out there. Smith will now send it ahead. Bremer will try to run it down. Back line, there's a cross, but as she falls down, it goes to the keeper. And a free kick coming here for SMU. Now substituting for them, Geneva Martinez, a freshman out of Grand Prairie, Texas, out of South Grand Prairie High School, town between Arlington and Dallas. She'll check in for Lonsberry, who goes out here in the final 7 minutes of the first half. SMU trying to get some kind of offense going, and a collision at midfield and a foul. Reyes was person called for the foul, and so SMU trying to get something going on offense here. Up the far sideline, they find Martinez. She gets turned around for a moment. Now girl coming down the sideline, a chance there. Ball's deflected right in front of the keeper, and a two-hand save by Ungaro. That ball was on her right now, and looked like it was a play where they were going to set up something, and the ball was deflected and ended up coming across right in front of the goal square to Ungaro. That might have been Martinez on the deflection, or I'd take that back. It might have been Fleet on the deflection, but in any event, what looked like was a cross and almost ended up being a goal for the Mustangs. Now they'll win the ball back again off the goal kick to midfield and bring it down the near sideline. They'll start over again with player taking it ahead, but then Obabulu was taken off the play, and the Cowgirls end up getting it back for a moment, but then it goes out of bounds again. Let's see if it's a throw-in. Final 5 minutes here of the first half, and it will be OSU's ball. Bass, and behind her, Jean Charles, who's played the entire first half. Now Brimmer up the near sideline. Boy, a hooking of the arm there. The ball ends up going out, and it'll be SMU's ball, and it was a 2-on-1 defensive play again right in front of us here, as you may have seen on the web. So the ball knocked down at midfield. Jean Charles again playing it ahead to Smith. And at the middle of the ground, it's knocked down again by SMU deep in their own end. They'll play it forward going left to right. Cowgirls are quick to the ball. Fleet just trying to play it out of trouble. The defender right there on the play for Oklahoma State was Calhoun. Now to Stephenson, and a deep ball down the far sideline trying to find Woodard, but the keeper will win it first outside the 6. And it will belong to SMU as we're down to 4 minutes left in the first half. Cowgirls soccer tonight from Oklahoma State in Stillwater against SMU, and the field almost totally in the shadows now here. Cowgirls with a deep ball by Bass, sending it forward to the far sideline. Woodard trying to play it out of trouble there, and Smith finds it. A little area over there in front of the stands. Stands pretty much all still in the sunlight, but one little area over there still in the sunlight. Most of the field is in the shade. Trying to clear it again. SMU having trouble at their own end and trying to turn it and get it back to try to get something going here, although they nearly had a surprise goal a moment ago. Now Stevenson will win at midfield. It's played forward, and it pinballs off a couple of players. Brimmer's down there for one. Into the sideline, they're going to say that's going to go off of Oklahoma State. Couple of minutes left here in the first half. Morgan McDougal, the freshman out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado, one of the new players for the Cowgirls, subs in here in the first half, and she'll give Haley Woodard a first half breather. Ball played ahead, Mercado near side, trying to turn it. There's the cross in front, looking for Smith, but that ball's beyond her reach and goes back across for a goal kick. And down under 2 minutes left here in the first half. 20th year of soccer for Oklahoma State, and as a result, we'll be in matches throughout the year highlighting some of the big history points of this program. Again, the Cowgirls win it back, but they're immediately called for offsides as they had a player ahead of the ball on the touch trying to play it forward. That's one of those plays when the sideline official calls it, and it's the right call because they had a girl ahead of the play with the offsides call, and so you're just kind of out there in no man's land and get caught in the wrong spot. First of the match, and so SMU will have it. They have 2 minutes left officially now in the first half. Brought down the near sideline by Bark. Tries to play it forward along the near sideline. It goes out of bounds. It should be off the Cowgirls. No, it's going to be off of SMU. So this will be a throw-in for Oklahoma State to the right of their own bench here. And it's Mercado with Bass with help. She just sends it deep. Has Brimmer down here by herself, though, and the defense will be 2-on-1 to play it back. They just play it away from Smith. And now suddenly the ball back to Brown, who will try to kick it out of trouble and does. Shannon Maroney, their other keeper, is acting like that here on this near sideline. She's been doing some stretching and warming up, and I think she's going to play in the second half. And there's a big hit here at midfield, and Smith taking off her feet. She bounces right back up with 1 minute left here in the first half, and this will be a foul on SMU. Coach Petroselli not happy with our referee, Shane Butler. The Cowgirls will set the ball for play just to the left of the halfway line for a free kick here with about 40 seconds left in the first half. We're scoreless here in Stillwater. Both teams, and really Oklahoma State has had the more number of opportunities here. Trying to line things up here correctly. Now Bass's kick will come to the top of the 18. There's contact immediately, and the Cowgirls are called for a foul. So only a few seconds left here in the first half. 15 seconds left, as a matter of fact. SMU may have one more opportunity here. They're just going to play it as we're under 8 seconds now. They won't have a chance to have another shot as the first half will come to an end in a 0-0 tie here in Stillwater as they blow the horn, and we're at halftime here at the Cowgirl Soccer Complex in Stillwater. Scoreless here, Oklahoma State and SMU. We'll take a timeout. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield Sports.
We got the deal that puts you behind the wheel. Wilson Chevrolet, Stillwater.
Wilson Chevrolet Cadillac, serving Stillwater for over 28 years. Service to believe in was our mission in the beginning and is still a priority today. At Wilson's, our commitment to our customers continues long after the sale. We welcome you, our guests, to come check out our newly remodeled facility and give us a chance to help you with all of your automobile needs. Check us out online at www.wilsonchevyok.com. Find new roads.
Taylor Storm Shelters is simply the best in the storm shelter business. When it comes to keeping your family safe, you won't compromise, and neither do we. Taylor Storm Shelters exceeds FEMA standards. Right now, call 372-8130 or visit TaylorStormShelters.com and learn how you can get 0% financing to get your Taylor Storm Shelter now in peak season. You don't need to worry or wait in this storm season. Call Taylor Storm Shelters at 405-372-8130. That's 372-8130 or visit TaylorStormShelters.com. Time for a fill-up? Whether you're filling up the car with gasoline or your stomach with snacks and beverages, you can count on your hometown Cenex store to deliver all of your favorite brands and products, including only the highest quality gasoline and diesel fuels. That's because Cenex fuels are rigorously tested on the road and in the field, so you can depend on us for superior engine performance. Stop by your locally owned Cenex store today. We'll fill you up and your car up and get you moving. Cenex, a brand of CHS. Visit Cimarron Valley and Pride today.
Audio Midwest, your leader in car audio since 1979. Plus, they picked up a few tricks along the way, like navigation, iPod, and Bluetooth integration. Do you answer your phone through your radio? Do you listen to your iPod wirelessly? Do you speak to your radio to play music or map the navigation routes? If your answer is no, then come see Audio Midwest's large selection of iPod-ready Bluetooth radios. From mild to wild, Audio Midwest can upgrade your system to a ground-pounding monster. Come see why Audio Midwest is Stillwater's best choice in car audio and high-tech toys. Audio Midwest at Perkins and Lakeview.
Back at the Cowgirl Soccer Complex here in Stillwater. Bill Van Ness with you here as Oklahoma State scoreless. A 0-0 game here with the SMU Mustangs from Dallas. Big crowd here tonight to watch this one, enjoying the first half of action. Had quite a bit of opportunity for both teams. Cowgirls had 7 shots in the first half to SMU's 1, and really the chance for them came late in the first half on what appeared to be a deflected cross that was knocked away on a two-hand save in the air by Colin Carmichael. SMU had 1 true shot in the first half. Oklahoma State had 7 and a couple of opportunities about halfway through the first half. One on a straight kick to the near side and the other to a deflection off of an original shot that was nearly put back in. Cowgirls' Haley Woodard off the far right wing was the leading shooter in that first half. She had 3 shots on goal and 4 total shots. We'll get to the numbers here in just a moment. Cowgirls again, SMU had to make 3 saves. Their goalkeeper, Katie Brown, in the first half, 2 of them by Brown. One of them was a team save, and that was on that deflection in which one of their defenders
deflected the ball across the goal line, but not inside the square, not inside the goal, obviously. Cowgirls had a chance off another corner, but could not convert. SMU with 3 corners to the Cowgirls 1. Again, the Cowgirls with 7 shots to the Mustangs 1, and 3 saves for SMU in the first half. 1 by the team and 2 by Katie Brown. Michaela Ungaro officially did not have a save, but again, off that deflection, the two-hand play in front of the goal, not technically a save, but it kept the ball from going into the net and was not officially off of a shot. Vanessa Valadez has the only shot for SMU, and as I mentioned, Woodard has 4 shots, 3 on goal for the Cowgirls. Allie Stephenson with a shot, Madison Mercado with a shot, Anna Beffer with a shot. So those numbers in the first half. The Cowgirls were called once for offsides. There were no cautions or ejections in the first half. Oklahoma State scoreless at halftime, 0-0 with SMU. Last year, the Cowgirls jumped out to a 2-0 lead and then saw the Mustangs at home down in Dallas score the last 2 goals of the match in the final 7 minutes and a 2-2 tie. There was no overtime a year ago. We come back, we'll look at some of the highlights in Cowgirl soccer history. This is the 20th year for Cowgirl soccer, and we'll do that as our halftime show continues from here in Stillwater after a timeout. This is Cowgirl soccer from Learfield Sports.
The Ranchers Club, Stillwater's finest restaurant, located in the newly renovated Atherton Hotel, offers impeccable steaks, gracious hospitality, and superb menu offerings. Whether you're enjoying our game day festivities or relaxing with that special someone during the week, the Ranchers Club will provide a memorable experience you will repeat time and again. Patio seating now available, and for students, meal plan and Mercer is always accepted. For reservations, carry-out, and directions, call 744-BEEF or download the Ranchers Club app.
Winning $100,000 is as easy as pressing a button this August at 7 Clans Casinos. Play at any 7 Clans location Friday the 14th, 21st, and 28th to press for cash. Win every time you press a button, up to $100,000 each night. Get 1 free press and another press for the first 20 points earned each day. Press for cash this August at 7 Clans Casinos. Get your game face on. See 7clanscasinos.com for details.
Hey kids, have you gotten your parents to sign you up for the McDonald's Pistol Pete Partners Kids Club? Pistol Pete Partners is the official OSU Athletic Kids Club, designed to get kids excited about OSU and become fans at a young age. For just $25, members get in free to all OSU soccer, women's basketball, tennis, wrestling, baseball, softball, exclusive parties with the athletes, and much more. Go to okstate.com to sign up your child today. Southwest Dairy Farmers, Academy Sports, and Mercy Health are also proud sponsors of the McDonald's Pistol Pete Partner Program.
The Learfield Sports Directors Cup honors the nation's best overall collegiate athletic program in each division, men's and women's sports. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics, noting the remarkable efforts of student athletes and their institutions. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook. Find us in USA Today, online, and on Twitter at LS Directors Cup. Over 2 decades of excellence. The Learfield Sports Directors Cup.
I mentioned earlier, and it's a 0-0 tie right now, Oklahoma State and SMU. This is the 20th year for Cowgirl soccer. Colin Carmichael and Karen Hancock have been coaches here for all 20 seasons. And there have been some big moments in Cowgirl history. It didn't all start right away, except for the very first game. That was in 1996. So this is the start, or will be, a week from Sunday when Mercer is here for the noon game, the 20th season for Cowgirl soccer. The first game and the first win in program history came in 1996. So that's part of the top 20 moments, and the coaches have come up with these in no particular order, and we'll be highlighting these in more detail per event over the course of the regular season. In 2010, the Cowgirls had a NCAA Sweet 16 win over Duke. That put the Cowgirls in the Elite Eight for the first time, and they did that 2 years in a row in 2010 and 2011. That's another of the highlight points here in a little bit. Cowgirls get a golden goal to secure their first NCAA tournament berth and first conference title in the Big 12 back in 2003. Yolanda Adeno in 2006, remember her, became the first Cowgirl to earn All-American as well as academic All-American honors. She was a great player here. Cowgirls have the player with the, at that time, the Big 12 conference record, 51 career assists, 2004, Nikki Witowicz did that in a 4-2 win over Texas Tech. In 2009, the Cowgirls beat Texas A&M for the first time in program history. And I remember that game down in San Antonio because that was the Big 12 championship title game, and the Cowgirls won that in 2009. In 2007, the Cowgirls went to Notre Dame and beat the number 9 Irish at the time to snap their 43-game home unbeaten streak in overtime. That was in 2007. Jenny Jackson's hat trick in 2002 secured the Cowgirls' first berth in the Big 12 championship. In 2011, the Cowgirls beat Texas Tech 2-0 in a nationally televised match to clinch the Big 12 regular season championship. In 2013, three-time All-American goalie A.D. French, who's now playing collegiate or professional soccer from their collegiate days, now playing in the pros, drafted in the first round of the National Women's Soccer League draft. Cowgirls, again, were number 5 in the national rankings in those Elite 8 years in 2010 and 2011, back-to-back number 5s, first time that's ever happened. 2006, the Cowgirls, 10 years into their history, in their 11th season, got their first ever NCAA tournament win over UNC Greensboro. That was a 2-0 win. 2008 to 2011, the Cowgirls won 4 straight Big 12 conference championships, either regular season or postseason. Lauren Caldwell in 2003 was named OSU's first ever All-Big 12 first-team performer. In 2011, if you remember, the Cowgirls got a number 2 national seed in the Women's Soccer Championship, the highest NCAA tournament seed in program history. In 2007, the Cowgirls beat 4 top 10 ranked teams. They beat Notre Dame, who was ranked 9th, Missouri number 5, 8th ranked Texas, and 9th ranked San Diego in 2007, all in the same year. That had not happened before. In 2011, that was the year the team went to the Elite 8 for the second year in a row and had that number 2 national ranking as far as seeding in the tournament. School record 22 wins and second straight trip to the Elite 8, as I mentioned. 2015, this year, Courtney Dike makes the Nigerian national team and plays in the FIFA Women's World Cup just 2 months ago for the Nigerian national team up in Canada. And then in 2008, the Cowgirls won their first Big 12 Conference regular season championship in program history with a 4-2 win over Oklahoma in Norman in the regular season finale. So, picked by the coaches, those are the top 20 moments in Cowgirl soccer history. And as, again, we go through the regular season, about 2 of these a game, we'll highlight those for you and bring back, hopefully, some Cowgirl memories. The Cowgirls, by the way, to start the regular season are picked 3rd in the Big 12. West Virginia, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, then Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, TCU, Baylor, and Iowa State. West Virginia got 7 of the 9 first-place votes. Tech got the other 2. And the Cowgirls have 3 players named to the preseason All-Big 12. Forwards Courtney Dike and Madison Mercado, and midfielder Allie Stephenson, selected by the league's head coaches. West Virginia also had 3 players named to that squad as well. So a lot to look forward to for Cowgirl soccer here in 2015. Right now getting ready for the second half of this one here tonight. 0-0, a 0-0 tie right now with SMU and Oklahoma State here in Stillwater. Second half action, we come back after a break. This is Cowgirl soccer from Learfield Sports.
On a recent visit to Tiger Drug, pharmacist Neil Conkey said something very meaningful to me. 4 little words that I will never forget. Apply to infected area. It makes you think. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut. Some people call the flip-flops you wear on your feet thongs, but thongs are also the name of the skimpiest of underwear. You know that for any problem, we do have ointments for both. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut.
We got the deal that puts you behind the wheel. Wilson Chevrolet, Stillwater.
Wilson Chevrolet Cadillac, serving Stillwater for over 28 years. Service to believe in was our mission in the beginning and is still a priority today. At Wilson's, our commitment to our customers continues long after the sale. We welcome you, our guests, to come check out our newly remodeled facility and give us a chance to help you with all of your automobile needs. Check us out online at www.wilsonchevyok.com. Find new roads.
This is Debbie, owner and pharmacist of Charlie's Discount Drug, inviting you to check out our everyday fast and friendly service. Did you know that most prescription co-payments are the same no matter where you go? At Charlie's Discount Drug, we value our customers and we believe our fast and friendly service sets us apart. So come in today and see why our customers prefer Charlie's Discount Drug. At Charlie's Discount Drug, we believe in discounting prices without discounting service. 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
Cowboy fans, stop by Chris's University Spirit today to sign up for the Orange and Black Spirit Club for only $40. You'll receive a membership club shirt and a 20% off card good on items for 1 year from purchase. All you have to do is stop in at 244 South Knobloch on Campus Corner in Stillwater before it's too late. Also visit us online at chrisuniversityspirit.com today.
Your home for OSU Cowgirl basketball. KGFY Stillwater. Cowboy Country 105.5 FM.
Most of the first half starters back out for Oklahoma State, and that includes the goalkeeper Michaela Ungaro, the 5'9 sophomore out of Heartland, Wisconsin. Colin Carmichael had said they were going to try to get her as many minutes as possible in game situations here in the preseason, only because of the fact that she didn't play at all last year, recovering from that left knee injury before the season even began, before even preseason began a year ago. Lost her in the first week of practice. And so she'll be out there defending the north goal to our left here in the second half. Looks like the gloves are on for their backup goalkeeper, Shannon Maroney, who could end up being the starter when the season ends, out of Allen, Texas, 5'11 senior. And she is downstairs right now. She'll defend the south goal to our right. It'll be interesting to see. The wind's still blowing pretty well here. SMU will have it at their back. About 15 out of the southeast here, going from left to right, or from right to left, rather, the wind is, with SMU going left to right, here, or right to left here in the second half. Cowgirls going left to right. SMU wears the blue with the white numbers, and the Cowgirls wear the white with the orange numbers. And we're about set to go. 0-0 game here as we start the second half. Cowgirls outshot them 7-1, but the best save, which wasn't a save of the night, came from Ungaro on a deflection in front of the goal square with about 10 minutes left in the first half. Reset the clock for play. Referee Shane Butler blows the whistle, and we're underway as the second half kickoff belongs to the Mustangs. These two teams will start their regular season action next weekend. Abby Bright back in the game for the Cowgirls, working the play to midfield, and now up this near sideline, SMU will recover and send it forward. Cowgirls have defenders back. That's Delaney Kiley who sends it ahead. Stevenson trying to win the battle there, did for a moment, but did not retain possession. Now plays back to Bass, and she'll send it left to right on her own across the midfield line. Bass plays it forward down the far side wing. Chance here, Mercado looks for the cross, gets it in front. Stevenson taken off the ball. Good play by the SMU defense, and now a second chance there for Bass, way outside the 18, and it clears the crossbar and everything for a goal kick. So first minute action here for the second half of this matchup here, and again, if it ends a tie, it'll stay that way. No overtime. And this is Maroney, who was one of the goalkeepers a year ago, who will kick it away and does for the Mustangs. Chris John Charles in the game there at midfield, playing it ahead for the Cowgirls. SMU to win the ball, and now they play it back. This is Barg over on the far side. Taylor Barg, the defender out of Dallas Plano West, taken off her feet. Play on, says the official. Cowgirls looking to try to get it out of trouble, and they get it back to midfield. This is Stevenson. Has a chance up this near sideline, but too strong for Woodard. She can fly. She runs the ball down back in the corner, and we'll play it along the back line, or try to anyway, a one-on-one. Off the wing near side for Bright. She'll just play it ahead, kind of pokes it into the 18. SMU player clears it to the sideline. The Cowgirls will have a throw-in. In this big crowd, settling in here for the second half. Again, free admission tonight. Get your Season tickets, by the way, at okstate.com for the entire season, which begins a week from Sunday. And if there's a chance you're not going to be able to attend and you have tickets, let somebody else use them. Kylie will run that ball down, send it back to Ngaro, who'll just pop it up in the air. It'll come our way and out of bounds right in front of us to the near sideline and right into the trash can on one hop. That's a good bounce there. They have those white and orange multi-tiered balls that they're using this year for visibility, and using those here in the exhibition preseason. Deep ball belongs to SMU on a throw-in off a goal kick. Bounced it right in the trash can. That's not easy to do. Oh, a handball for SMU there, and they get away with it. May have seen that. Claros, or back to the official, just kind of knocked that ball down. It's played back, Kylie, eventually to the keeper on Ngaro, and it belongs to the Cowgirls. That's the one thing that anybody except the keeper can't do, and that's touch the ball with your lower arm or your hand or your wrist. Cowgirls have a good chance now, playing it ahead up the far side. Mercado to the square, and it is a ball to the far post, and it's fallen on by the keeper. Maroney just playing the ball safely there to try to keep possession out of the hands of the other team. And now, as I say that, may have had a foul outside the square or a corner. That's what it was, a deflection across the line by the keeper. So it ends up being a corner kick for Oklahoma State. So a break there as Jean-Charles will take the kick. Junior out of New York State. Transfer here for Oklahoma State. This will be to the right of the keeper. See her kick it, and here it is into the square. A header and a chance to deflect it out. Stephenson across, trying to take it out top Mercado. There's a blast, and that'll go wide of the near post and go out for a goal kick. Really, SMU's only had one shot per se, but again, that deflection that Ngaro had to make the play on with two hands up in the air kind of at an angle toward the end of the first half may be the defensive play of the game so far and keeps SMU off the scoreboard. Here's the goal kick by Maroney to the center circle. It's going to bounce around to the near side. They play it deep. Cowgirls try to play it back defensively, and they do right to Ngaro, who will kick it up the near sideline here. Trying to turn it, SMU trying to win it. Cowgirls get a header. Nice play there by Jean-Charles to get over the man, and now down to Brimmer, who will play it forward. And the ball just kind of dribbles into the 18 square, and the keeper says, I got this. And Maroney will play it out with the right foot. Far side, Barg going right to left into the forward end, sends it ahead for SMU. Lonsberry runs it down. Now back to the area near the center circle. They'll play it into that spot. And now to the back side of the circle. And playing it out there is Haley Thompson, who came in the game late in the first half. She starts the second half for the Mustangs. They play it ahead, and the header by the Cowgirls knocking the ball down, and then Kylie taken off of a play inside the 18. And this will be called on SMU for the foul on Valadez, who kind of got into Kylie after she left her feet to try to knock the ball away from a potential chance on a shot on goal. And Ngaro comes over to make sure she's okay. It looks like she's walking it off. She already has a guard on her right arm. It's almost like looks like a cast from here, but I don't believe that's what it is. It's bigger than a bowler's wrist guard, but it's not a cast to protect that lower right arm and wrist area. He's still kind of walking that off as the free kick comes to the Cowgirls. Kylie right back into the play here as SMU tries to turn it, win it, and keep it in the Cowgirls' defensive end, and that's what they do. Valadez over on the wing. Now cleared away from the ball. Oklahoma State trying to send it back up the sideline, and it is kicked down farther toward the SMU offensive end, and they'll win the ball back at that point. This is Courtney over on the far side. The Cowgirls' good defense to win it off the ball and end up getting it back for a throw-in. They'll turn it and send it up the far sideline. Now the question is, can Brimmer stay with the the ball or with help down the sideline. She catches up to it very quickly, but gets into another defender at the other end and really kind of runs over her, and the foul here on Oklahoma State. They'll send this back to the keeper, Maroney, and she will start the play over again here for the Mustangs. We're in the first 10 minutes of the second half here. Still no score. And the Cowgirls have had more opportunities. SMU has probably had the best chance, and it wasn't even off a shot. It was off a deflection. Cowgirls turn it, try to play it forward, win it into the forward end. This is Beffer. She gets played off the ball quickly, but they'll send it to the wing. Here's a chance for Bryden across, and the keeper up in the air loses the ball, falling to the ground after she had it for a moment, almost like a fumble in football. And the defenders back there for the Mustangs to clear the ball to the far sideline. That would have been an open chance with the keeper out, perhaps, for the Cowgirls, but the ball did not roll where they could get it. Mustangs got it first. Now the Cowgirls off an inbounds play will start over. They're again on offense to our right here in the second half. This is Bright trying to find Woodard over here on the near wing, and the ball may have gone out of bounds in front of her, and it did. This team gaining Woodard, who was out a year ago, and some others. They are extremely quick this year. Marlo Zoller's playing tonight as a true freshman for a reason, and that's her speed. She was a big goal scorer at Jenks, too. Here's a high kick by SMU in the air to midfield. Cowgirls have numbers back with their defenders, and they'll just play it there with Bass and Kiley over on the far sideline. Bass sends it up trying to find Stephenson down the far sideline. Finds her in front of the bleachers. Tries for a little play out of the spot in the far sideline where she was tied up over there. And the ball just kind of pinballs around, and finally SMU plays it back to the center circle. Natalie Calhoun did not start the second half for the Cowgirls, but she's getting ready to come back in. Over here on this near sideline. Meanwhile, John Charles will have it at midfield to the left of the halfway line. She'll send it to the sideline and out of bounds, and SMU will have a throw-in. Again, the Cowgirl bench to our right as we see it here on this near sideline. SMU to our left. And Zoller, who I mentioned a moment ago, who hadn't started here in the second half, is getting ready to check back in. She and Calhoun both on one end of the ground and the other. Calhoun's a defender. Zoller is on offense. Good play there by Brimmer to win the ball and gets taken off of it. Nearly touched it with her hands trying to get back up. But she's able to send it ahead and find Woodard over here on the near side. There's a big cross in front to the top of the 18. A header there knocked down off the play by Beffer. And SMU will play it back to midfield, but it's run down by Kelsey Bass. Bass, again, with the defender there, and ball kind of deflected out of bounds on the play, and this will be a Cowgirl throw-in. And this will allow Zoller and Calhoun to both check back in the match at one end of the ground and the other. Well, 10 minutes or so gone here in the second half, maybe a little longer than that now. And the scoreboard not working. Here's a chance off a cross in front. Cowgirls can't get the deflection. It's cleared away by SMU. Woodard will be able to keep it out in front here near side to Bright. Bright, the cross, trying to send it into the 6. It's cleared away by the Ponies. And to the near sideline. Sent up here by the Mustangs. And right there at midfield is Calhoun waiting for the ball. Again, Kiley will send it back to Ongaro, who comes out of goal to make the play. Calhoun nearly overran the ball. Defender for SMU pushes down the Cowgirl player, Jean Charles, and it'll be a foul and a free kick for Oklahoma State. Again, the wind at the Mustangs back here as it was in the first half for Oklahoma State here in this second half. Kiley sends it forward, the offensive end to our right. Stevenson down there quickly, but the ball's played away by Barg into the sideline. Cowgirls were able to send it ahead, or I guess SMU did. It'll be a throw-in for Oklahoma State. Chance here in front. Well, an opportunity turning it was Zoller, but nobody to help her in the square. It would have been offsides anyway, and the keeper able to just roll it out of trouble. Good play there to get in front of the defender by Bright. Now playing it off top of the 18, Beffer. Trying to work it in. Stevenson, a shot that clears the crossbar. A goal kick for SMU. Today's game brought to you by Bud Light. It reminds OSU fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. First day of classes here Monday at Oklahoma State. Most of the group is here who will be starting those classes on Monday. Residence Hall move in, and the new University Commons across the way open, as you may see in the background on some of our shots here on the internet. Kick to the near side. It's going to go out of bounds, and SMU unable to catch up to it. Thorpe, and it'll be a throw in for the Cowgirls. Quarter of the way through this, or actually a third of the way, I guess you would say, through this second half. Boy, trying to turn it out of trouble, Zoller, and win it. And she's going to get called for hook in the arm. That'll be a, well, now you'll see a card here. This may go the other way. They're going to call this on SMU. Petroselli may have been the one who got called for the yellow card at 32-13. Coach's daughter getting called here, and now they're going to ask about it. Cowgirls are going to end up getting a free kick out of this after the yellow card, the first of the match. So Petroselli is going to come out, and it'll be Geneva Martinez who will check back in. She played some in the first half, midfielder out of Grand Prairie, Texas. So my point is, I started to say a moment ago, the Cowgirls will get a free kick out of this, and here it is, 20 yards out over the top of the defender line there, and that ball just cleared to the back line for a goal kick. Very quickly taken there by Anna Beffer. Really tried to put it in a spot where nobody could come in on the backside without it being offside, and the Cowgirls unable to execute off the first yellow of the game. So we're ready to continue here. So we're about a third of the way through this second half. Cowgirls win the ball at midfield. Stephenson over on the far side. She took a shot to the bridge of the nose about 2 minutes into the match, and about 5 minutes later was right back in the game. Now the Cowgirls win it again, play it forward. Mercado can't send it ahead except to a defender who was there to cut it off. Cowgirls clear it back to midfield. And we'll try to start the offense over again. Send it ahead, but the defender's back for the Mustangs, and so it's played back to the far sideline. Cowgirls try to run it down. The ball goes out. This should be a throw-in. And it should be for Oklahoma State. And it is. It'll be Bass to throw it in front of the bleachers across the way. And they are playing to our right here in the second half. Ball's kicked a mile out of bounds, and now we'll have another throw-in here for Bass about 15, 20 yards farther up the ground on the far sideline. Ball pinballs off again off an SMU player, out of bounds for a Cowgirl throw-in. Far side inbounds comes to Beffer in the corner, immediately double team, tries to get it out, does. Here's a chance in front. Bass, I think, streaking in, tries to kick it and maybe got a foot on it, and it's deflected. This will be out for a corner, it looks like, for the Cowgirls. And it will be a corner kick as Jean Charles will take the corner on the far side to the right of the new goalkeeper, Shannon Maroney, playing here in the second half.
For the Cowgirls, number 28, Christina John Charles.
Cowgirls now ahead in corner kicks for the match. Couple here in this second half. And we've played 15 minutes here of the second half. Here's John Charles's kick. Big header up in the air, the ball near the near post. Another header by SMU. It looks like still another and a third. This will clear out Stephenson with a chance to turn it back to the inside 18. Oh, a player there to take it. That was John Charles, who had come out of that corner kick, but could not get squared back around, and SMU clears it to the far sideline, and now just down the ground. The Cowgirls will send it back across the goal line on the far wing, and it'll be a goal kick for SMU. Reminder, coming up Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, and it will be the case for the next 11 weeks as we see Beryl Smith checking back in for the Cowgirls. Join me and head coach Colin Carmichael at the new home of the Coach's Show, Coach Carmichael Radio Show at the Atherton Hotel at the Ranchers Club at OSU Student Union. You can listen to us on 105.5 KGFY or come by, take in the show in person. The Ranchers Club, your new home for the Coach's Show for Cowgirl Soccer. Every Tuesday night at 7 here on KGFY and on the web at okstate.com. Couldn't do anything with it over there, SMU, and so this will be a, let's see where they're going to spot. Yeah, it's already in play and down the ground for Oklahoma State. And the Mustangs turn it, send it back across the line for the first time in a while, and Calhoun will run it down here for Oklahoma State. She'll just send it away from the defender and back to Ongaro. And again, part of this is by design to work on plays like this. That's what this exhibition matchup is for, is to do things instead against yourself to help yourself against somebody else. Well, good play there to get off the ground and keep the ball in play by Thompson, and SMU will have their first real chance at goal here in this second half. Trying to play it ahead. The Cowgirls trying to disrupt things here. This is Claire Oates, who hasn't had many touches on the ball tonight. Far side to Berg. That's by design. Keep one of their leading players off the ball. Now Bass will win it up the sideline, a 1-on-3. SMU will win the possession back to the top of the circle and play it back the other way. Oates, center of the ground, sends it deep toward the 18. Defenders back for the Cowgirls. Well, they clear it right back to one of the SMU players. Chance there for Thorpe. They can get it out of trouble. Can't find her for the moment. Now a chance there, and the ball's cleared and over the top of the crossbar. A kick here by SMU. So opportunity there that went high and wide for SMU, and they have new players coming into the match here. They'll have a couple of players who checked in. See what they are going to set up here. Cowgirls will end up with the goal kick here. Kara, one of the players, back in for SMU. Now Cowgirls trying to win off the goal kick at midfield. This is Bass up the far sideline. Sends the ball deep into the SMU defensive zone. This is Zoller who runs it down. They'll just play it back toward the keeper, will SMU, and they'll clear it out. Or try to anyway. Back over to the far wing. This is Brown. Brown will play it forward up the far sideline, trying to find some help. Cowgirls able to gather it in for a moment. Now the Mustangs send it deep toward the corner. Now play in front of the 18 square. The Cowgirls squared away, but again, back to midfield it comes, and here's Oates again. Sends it ahead to the top of the 18, but it's knocked away. Pinball's out. SMU with a chance here, and a play to the near sideline. On this near wing, this is Harrington. Sends it in front, knocked away in the square by the Cowgirl defender. Now again, they're just trying to work it out of trouble. It goes to the sideline. Goes off with Woodard, and it belongs to SMU. Cowgirls playing nearly everybody except SMU playing everybody except the keeper past midfield now. Cross kick in front of the 18, out of the far square of the 18. And the Cowgirls have a defender over there to clear it away. Trying to run it down, both teams. Cowgirls trying to win it ahead. Two players each taking each other off the ball, and they're going to call the Cowgirl player first on the foul. And more substitutions here as we get to see more players checking into the match here as we go on here in this middle 15 of the second half. Still no score here. Cowgirls have outshot SMU, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. This kick about 10 yards or so past to the left of the line at midfield. Played to the top of the 18. Big header there, a header there by the Cowgirls. Collision, no foul. Play on, says the officials. Cowgirls play it back to midfield. SMU will play it from there and send it forward. And have players down this near sideline. This is Thorpe again, trying for the play across, and the ball's going to be deflected by the Cowgirls out of bounds for a corner. So this will be to the left of Ongaro, and the kicker again will be Blair Thorpe, the midfielder freshman out of Frisco, Texas. Getting some veterans back on this SMU team, which played the Cowgirls to a draw a year ago. And the wind will bend this ball around a little bit unless it's a low kick. Here it is, struck with the right foot, top of the 6, big header. That ball's going to go over the crossbar. And that's by Claire Oates and out of bounds for a goal kick. Cowgirls will sub again here. And Lauren Reyes will check back in for the Cowgirls. She had minutes in the first half. senior out of Louisville, Texas. We're in the middle third of the second half. Abby Bride, who's played a lot tonight, has come out of the lineup for the Cowgirls. Header by Calhoun to midfield. And the ball played by SMU. They keep it in the Cowgirls' defensive zone to our left. Deep ball almost turning around there, not being able to find it, was Guerra. Cowgirls able to win it back at the back line and play it back the other way. This is Woodard again. Cowgirls just trying to tilt the field here and get the ball back on their half of the 50. Maybe an opportunity to do it now. That's Solar, runs it down. SMU with a player at the line, now taken off the play after the good play there by Harrington. She's taken off the ball. Now at the midfield, Berg will take it down the far sideline. Berg to midfield. Now it's played back by the Cowgirls. Opportunity here for SMU if they can turn it again. This is Oates. Far side wing goes across. And it's picked up over in the corner by Obibolu, who's back in. Chance here across in front, inside the square. A kick, and that ball's going to go in. That goal is going to be for SMU, it looks like here. And the shot in front was taken. 22:07 left in the match. And that's by Martinez, it looks like. And the Cowgirls will also sub here as Stephenson had gone out. And Smith is back in. Actually, she's back in. Smith is now out. So a lead here for SMU as they get a quick goal, and they got that off of a cross and then an opportunity inside the 18, straight on to the keeper. Meanwhile, the ball back the other way. And played ahead to midfield. All belong there to the Cowgirls, who will send it forward. Played back down again by Oates in the back end. She'll send it forward. SMU has been the more aggressive team here, tilting the field in the last 8 or 9 minutes, and it results with a goal. Left-footed kick by Geneva Martinez, freshman out of Grand Prairie. She'd just come back in the match. It was in the right spot at the right time. So the Cowgirls down 1-0 here. Past the halfway point now of the second half. Cowgirls trying to turn it, but they can't. SMU will bring it forward, playing from right to left at midfield. They'll have a touch and send it to the near sideline where the Cowgirls will run it down and start over. While out shooting the Mustangs, they trail them on the scoreboard. Sent ahead to Reyes for Oklahoma State. Near side. And out of bounds. They'll try another throw in. They do. They get it. Now Woodard again will get it back. Played in the corner. There's a cross from the right side. Blocked away by the Mustangs to the sideline. That ball is just going to roll out. It'll be a sideline throw-in. So the goal by Martinez officially at 67-53, no assists. Corner kicks now SMU 4, Cowgirls 3. Cowgirls have outshot them 11-4, but have only been SMU outshot 4-3 in this half. SMU has the only true saves of the game, although Ongaro had to make a play on a deflection with 2 hands in the first half. So Martinez's goal makes it a 1-0 game as we're at the 70-minute mark here in the second half. So about 20 minutes to go here as Stevenson will try to win the ball and eventually is called for a foul. Cowgirls have the only offsides in the match, the only yellow card to SMU's Gabrielle Petroselli. Meanwhile, with 20 minutes left in the match, we continue, and the Mustangs will play it forward. Cowgirls again had the field tilted on them there for a good 8 or 9 minutes, and SMU took advantage of that, keeping the ball at their offensive end and eventually getting the goal by Martinez. And as a true freshman, her first as a Mustang. Again, it won't count in the overall standings of the year, but it'll count toward who may win this game tonight. And again, this is an exhibition match. Cowgirls play it forward. Woodard up the near sideline. It's ahead of one defender, now trying to clear the second. Trying to turn it against 2-on-1 pressure. Get some help on the backside of the offensive end. Now they have to center it back at the other end of the ground near midfield. John Charles will send it over to Kylie. Now they're trying to turn it. Bass over there again. Good defense by SMU to run down the ball, and eventually they're going to win it on a throw-in. I'll tell you what, last 10 minutes, they've been the better team in this match and have the lead as a result. About 18 minutes left here as the Cowgirls still plenty of time to jump back into this one. Cowgirls getting ready to make a change in goal as Ashton Herholzer will get a chance to check in here, the sophomore out of Heath, Texas, out of Rockwall High School. SMU, meanwhile, forward end, playing it ahead up this near sideline. This is Harrington with a cross inside the 18. Cowgirl player Kylie Slip trying to make the clearance. SMU keeps it. A cross again over to the far wing. Nobody home, and the Cowgirls able to clear it back to midfield. Headed there by Lonsberry to send it toward the 18, but the Cowgirls play it back to the center circle. Another ball sends it into the SMU zone, but not for long as Cowgirls are back on defense as the ball comes into the Mustangs. Thorpe over on the far wing, and it ends up going out of bounds to SMU. Throw in right along the midfield line, the center stripe. More subs getting ready to check in here for the Cowgirls. I mentioned the one already in goal. Play it deep toward the top of the 18 by SMU. Now cleared back the other way by the Cowgirls. They just run the ball down. Cowgirls not as quick to the ball right now as they were even when the half began. Fans trying to get the Orange Power chant going here. And now a whistle, and we get a foul here, and it'll be a free kick for the Cowgirls. And here is Ashton Herholzer into the match. Herholzer is a sophomore, as I mentioned, out of Heath, Texas. A chance to get her into play here tonight. And she is a true sophomore. Played here as a freshman a year ago. So back up to Rosa Medina. Cowgirls in the offensive end now after that kick. And here's Stephenson in the center circle trying to play it ahead. SMU quickly back on defense to cover it up. They'll play down the near sideline now. This is Beffer. Looks for the cross top of the 18. Defense was there on that quickly. And touched there by Jean Charles to the far wing to Kylie. And now they'll just send it. Actually, it was Bass, and they'll just send it ahead. The keeper will come out of the 6 and make the play. Grabbing the ball out of the air, a two-hand catch. And she'll punt it away here with about 16 minutes left. 1-0 in favor of SMU, who tied the Cowgirls a year ago down in Dallas with 2 goals in the final 7 minutes. Cowgirls back on defense, trying to clear it ahead. Stevenson with a good play from midfield. Now can somebody run it down? And they do. Cowgirls catch up to it quickly. Far wing, look for the cross in front. The ball's going to end up being deflected behind the goal for a corner.
Monster Energy Drink is the official
So
energy drink
a nice
of
defensive
OSU
play there by
athletics.
SMU to keep the ball out of the 6, but it will result in a corner for Oklahoma State. Today's game brought to you by Verizon, the official wireless provider of OSU athletics.
Number 28, Christina John Charles.
Christina John Charles, again, the junior out of New York State, will have the corner. Right of the keeper into the 6. A header by SMU to knock it away. Looked like that was Oates on the play. Big chance out in front. Bass, and a ball that's knocked down and taken in front of the 6 line by the keeper. That was a kick from about 25 out on a line drive toward the upper square. And we have played 2/3 of our match here. 15 minutes left. The Cowgirls trying to even it up. Down 1-0. Couple of headers here by SMU off the kick. Now a third, now a fourth by the Cowgirls. Stevenson trying to play it over to Bass on the far wing at midfield, and they'll again try to tilt this field and keep the ball in their end, like SMU did for about 10 minutes there a little bit ago to get the goal. Chance in front, deflection that goes just wide. Blast came off the left wing, and player down in front of the 6 and then popped right back up. Zoller looked like had the chance off the deflection there, but it would not go. And now a substitution as Jackson is back in for SMU. Taylor Jackson, the junior out of Plano West. And she'll replace Thompson, who goes out here. 13 and a half or so left to play. Again, no overtime. If it ends up a 2-2 tie, I don't think we'll play an extra 10 minutes here. Deflection off a header, and it goes out of bounds to SMU. What about the last 20 minutes or so? They've been the better team, although the Cowgirls have played better offensively here as of late. Now an opportunity here, perhaps here. Mercado brings it right down the center of the ground, taken off the ball. Stevenson tries to help her at the top of the 18. A lot of pushing and shoving going on out there now, and SMU's going to win it back. To the sideline, and it stays in off a kick by the Mustangs. Cleared back ahead by Calhoun. Cowgirls again trying to stay in their half of the 50. Here's a chance and a dribbler, and that's going to go in. There was more on that than I thought, and Marlo Zoller kicks in her first goal of the year. Again, it won't count in the stats, but it evens up this match at 1. A blast from probably 22 out that came inside the far post, and it beat the keeper, Maroney. We're even at 1. That ball had to navigate some traffic. Not sure that it wasn't deflected, but it looked like from our angle it went straight in. And again, with a player in front of her, it may have fooled Maroney. Well, that woke the crowd up. Petroselli, who went out after that yellow card earlier, is back in. So it's a 1-1 game. Gerholzer now in goal for the Cowgirls, I mentioned a moment ago. So her first chance to kick one away here, wearing that beehive-looking yellow outfit as a goaltender. And now we have a foul here on the Cowgirls. This is deep in the Cowgirl defensive zone, so the ball's going to belong to SMU on a free kick. About 25 out. More subs coming in here in a moment for SMU. So we'll see Valadez back in. And Fleet, two of their starters, back in here in a moment. Not back in right now. Officials giving players a chance to get a little Gatorade here or whatever they use down on the field here. Here's the free kick. Popped in the air, and Gerholzer just reaches up and grabs the ball away on the play from Thorpe. Inside the 6. Ashton's 5'9", but has long arms. She gets those hands up there and makes that play. So no chance for a rebound or a ricochet there. Be like a basketball rebound. All right, the two SMU players are going to check in as the Cowgirls are going to bring Haley Woodard back in. Freshman out of Norman North. Again, was here a year ago, but didn't play because of injuries. She adds height, speed, and goal scoring to this offense. Even up at 1 here. Final 10 minutes of the second half. Game ended up a draw a year ago down in Dallas, a 2-2 game after the Cowgirls were ahead 2-0 to the final 7 minutes. SMU came back and evened it up, and we played to a draw. We're at 1-1 now. Now SMU forward ahead with the ball. This is Thorpe. Played off the ball at about the 25. They get it back over on the wing. Trying to send it forward. Play in front. Gerholzer knocks it down. That was a blast from out top. Might have been Lonsberry over on the far wing. That nearly fooled her, but she was able to fall on it. Now the Cowgirls a deep kick, and they'll run it down at the other end. Played ahead of Blast, keeper deflection, and it bounces behind the player coming in from the backside. Cowgirls miss a chance at a rebound there. And a putback, but instead to the near sideline, Zoller, and it's out of bounds. They had player coming in on each side, and again, that deflection off the keeper on the original blast was unable to be played because it went behind the other wingman coming in for Oklahoma State. Now a sideline play for the Cowgirls. They'll go back line, try for a little short cross, and they do, and it'll just be picked up by Maroney. So a 1-1 game here in the final 10 minutes, and we'll see where this ends up going. Both teams have played a lot better as we hit the 10-minute mark left. And a whistle, and this will be a foul on Oklahoma State in the center circle. I'm doing pretty good tonight in my head, keeping time for the first game of the year. Getting some help from over across the way as well, but the scoreboard is not working. Abby Bright will check back in for the Cowgirls in a moment. I would have won my bet had I said earlier in the night what I said off the air about the scoreboard. Here is a header that will come to the keeper, and Erholzer will take a drop down to make that ball and a stop off the inside of the near post. That was a deep ball off the kick, and then the header actually put the ball on the goal square, and Erholzer did a good job there of being able to stay with it. Now the Cowgirls play it forward, and up the near sideline comes Mercado. Mercado with a chance. Inside the 6, no, it's deflected to the back line and a corner kick for Oklahoma State. First time now the keeper will have one to the near side, I believe, since the first part of the match. And Kelsey Bass will take this corner, and Abby Bright will check back in now, the sophomore from Edmond North, for the Cowgirls, as we're down around 8 minutes left in the game. 1-1 game here, all the scoring in the second half here after a scoreless tie at halftime. Bass's kick will be a left-footed boot to the left of the keeper, Maroney. Here's a low line drive bouncer that hits the side of the net. Don't see her hit it that often, but did there, and it'll be a goal kick for SMU. Today's game brought to you by Chris's University Spirit, your one-stop cowboy shop. We'll talk with one of the coaches on our post-game show coming up. Stay with us for that. And we'll get ready for the home opener and season opener a week from Sunday with Mercer. SMU ball deep in the Cowgirl defensive end, cleared to the sideline and out of bounds by OSU. Abby Brighter just checked in, got back on that ball quickly, and it'll be a throw-in for the Mustangs. Played in quickly to Fleet, tries to turn it. Defensive help there for the Cowgirls. Kylie splits the seam, comes up the middle of the ground. Now the defender catches up to her, and she's in trouble trying to get it out of the zone and can't do it. Mustangs will retain possession. Fleet plays it back outside the 25 to Oates. Deflected again, and again the Ponies have numbers in the offensive end. They play it back to the center circle. This will be Taylor Barg over on the far side as the defender's playing up. Save it there over on the far wing, and now put a cross inside the 18, and a chance there perhaps up the near side for Thorpe, but defender there for the Cowgirls to knock it out. So most likely Thorpe will take the corner. That ball went across the line off the Cowgirl defender. This will be to the right of Herholzer, and her first corner of the night against her defensively. About even in corner kicks for the night, by the way, these two teams, up around 5 each. Wind will bend this down. It kind of comes to the middle of the 18. Touched by two players. There's a chance for SMU, and it hits the crossbar and goes up over the top. Instead of ricocheting down, Fleet's ball hit the top half of the crossbar and bounced over, and a break for Oklahoma State. So a goal kick here for Herholzer. That was right on from about 8 yards out. Well, the Mustangs nearly take the lead again here. They've had it once in this second half at 1-0. Martinez goal at 67-53, and then about 5 minutes later, the Cowgirls with a Zoller kick tie it up. So a couple of freshmen scoring tonight for each team. And that's good to see. Here is SMU with a chance. Deflection. It's going to go over the back line. And it was by SMU's Hannah Fleet coming down the far sideline. They will sub again in here with excuse me, Lauren Guerra, who had gone out and came back in now. Final 5 of the match here as we get down toward the end here. A 1-1 tie. Hierholzer at the moment kicking it away. SMU wins it here in front. This is Thorpe. Played ahead up the near sideline. There's exactly 5 minutes left. Guerra a chance on a cross, and Hierholzer pulls it out of the crowd inside the 6-yard line square. Guerra played about 70 minutes here tonight, and her first real action against somebody else in over a year after suffering the knee injury. Now we have a player down for the Cowgirls after a collision. And this might be, as they stop the clock, this might be Allie Stephenson again. We have 4:29 left in the match. Today's game brought to you by Charlie's Discount Drug, where discount is our middle name, 723 South Walnut, here in Stillwater. Players are allowed, because of the injury, to come to the sideline. And again, it was a collision going up on a header, and not so much the collision at the high side of the body, but it looks like it might have been the lower left leg of the player that may have suffered a stretch or a twist of some kind. Again, join us for the Colin Carmichael Coaches Show each Tuesday night, 7 to 7:30 this year from the Ranchers Club at the Atherton Hotel at the OSU Student Union. Tune in here to 105.5 KGFY or listen online at okstate.com, and we'll look at this week's exhibition match on the first show and then a preview of the season opener with Mercer. And Allie's up and all right and running off to the sideline now. That's the new home for the Radio Coaches Show for soccer, the Ranchers Club in the Atherton Hotel. They're being renovated at Atherton. The restaurant is open. South end of the OSU Student Union. Players get there. We didn't take a halftime out this time, so they kind of get one here with the injury. And Stevenson, in fact, is going to stay in the match. She'll have to substitute back in, and does right now. So no time off the clock, and also didn't have to play a player short. The Cowgirls will end up with the free kick after the foul on SMU. Right of the center circle, a blast by Calhoun to send it to the forward end. A header by SMU to clear it out. A little over 4 minutes left here in a 1-1 game. Cowgirls trying to come from behind to win this one in their exhibition opener. SMU wins the ball, plays it forward. Thorpe up the near sideline, trying to work around John Charles. Ball deep along the near side. Calhoun trying to run it down. Trying to get ahead of Fleet. This sends it to the sideline. So at that point, SMU will have a play on the inbounds here along this near sideline. And about the 18-yard line, maybe a little deeper than that. Under 4 to play now. Tied at 1. Cowgirls with numbers. Oh, referee's kind of in the way there. SMU player trying to bring it down inside the 18, and Shane Butler kind of got caught out there in a bad spot. Didn't really have a chance for Fleet to bring it in. Cowgirls able to clear, but then SMU back the other way, and the Cowgirls will just send the ball over the back line. This will be a corner kick coming up here for the Mustangs. As we drop under 4 left to play, in fact, down to about 3.5. No scoring in the first half. Martinez and Zoller with the goals, one for each team here in the second half, and that's where we are here as we're about 3 minutes left. Again, this is Blair Thorpe to the right with 3 minutes left in the game. Hierholzer in goal for the Cowgirls. Ball's a low line drive, top of the 18. It kind of rolls around and goes out. Cowgirls will send it farther out to midfield, but the ball will go out of bounds, and this will be a throw-in for the Mustangs. A better half for the Mustangs. Cowgirls able to come back after giving up the goal, which was good to see. So in a lot of ways an even match, in a lot of ways not. Good sliding play there by Beffer to clear the ball back to midfield, but then it's sent deep by SMU, and the Cowgirls will have to clear it out in front of their 6-yard line. They do with Hierholzer back to a header at midfield. This is Oates. Again to the sideline this time, and another throw-in for the Ponies with about 2 minutes left. 2 minutes exactly left in the match now. Thorpe sends the ball deep the other way. That's trouble. Cowgirls have a chance down there now, and it goes wide right on a play down the center of the ground by OSU. That was Woodard, who came streaking down off the kick back to the right. From our position here, an opportunity that the ball was centered, and she had a chance to send it in, but it went wide right. Well, off the goal kick, a deflection off a header, and then a foul on the play before the ball goes out of bounds. And the Cowgirls are taken off the play, but they're going to catch a break here on a free kick. Along the near sideline, very quickly already underway, running out of time here basically, trying to bend one in front. That was John Charles. Pinballs around and comes out to SMU. Cowgirls trying to run it down. Coming up on a minute left. Now the Cowgirls keep the pressure on. As Bass sent it down the ground toward the 18. And SMU with numbers along the line just clears it out. Cowgirls able to save it on this near side over here from going out. Bright now across from the corner. Too high, and it ends up being headed out. SMU outside the 18. Here's a chance for John Charles, and it's going to go wide left. That'll be a goal kick for SMU as we're down under 40 seconds left. Well, barring a miracle, this game's going to end a tie. Counting instructions over here on the SMU sideline. One of the coaches, I think Coach Petrucelli, was trying to get somebody's attention here late. Down to 10 seconds left. Keeper just sends it deep along the far sideline. The ball's going to go out of bounds. The Cowgirls have a quick throw in. They're going to have to hurry. They can't get it up the ground, and that's going to end it. So this game ends as the one did last year in a 1-1 draw. It was 2-2 last year down in Dallas. And so for the second straight year, Oklahoma State playing from behind in the second half after giving up a goal, ties it up and ends up in a 1-1 tie here in the exhibition opener between the Mustangs and the Cowgirls. Our post-game show is coming up. We'll recap this one when we come back. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield Sports.
Stillwater Milling is proud to be able to trace its roots back to 1891 and some Oklahoma pioneers who set out to help folks in this area grow what matters. From that time to now, Stillwater Milling continues that mission, whether it be livestock with A&M Feeds, agriculture, your lawn, your garden, your pets, or the most important product of Oklahoma, your family, with apparel and just what you need to get the job done. You've come to know Stillwater Milling is more than just a feed store. We're satisfied in helping you grow up.